You're listening to a production of SportsLink Digital Radio.
Welcome live from Worthen Arena, where we are just about 13 minutes away from tonight's midweek Mid-American Conference matchup between the Ball State Cardinals and the Western Michigan Broncos. Good evening to everybody. I'm Brayden, Carroll, Max Gillie alongside Max. We have a fun matchup tonight between two teams that their MAC tournament hopes are on the line, hoping to get a big win for Western Michigan. A road win would do wonders for them, 2-8 right now on the road. And for Ball State, they need to defend Worthen Arena better than they have as of late.
I mean, when you look at the statistics, the fact that Ball State has really only won 2 games here at home against non-Division I teams is definitely concerned, because when you're here at home, you're expected to be doing well. So I know Coach Lewis is always preaching about how important it is to play well at home. He always wants to make sure the Ball State community is involved, and he would love nothing more than for Ball State to get a win here tonight, especially after their performance at NIU just a couple days ago.
You speak of that matchup, and there were just a lot of follies on Ball State's end. A 10-point loss to the Huskies on the road. They were outscored 40-29 in the first half, out-rebounded 41-36. It was a much wider margin throughout that game. Ball State kind of kept it closer at the end, but it's a game you need to win against a winless team in MAC play, on the road in front of a pretty small crowd up in DeKalb, Illinois. It was disappointing to see Ball State walk away from that one with a bitter defeat.
I mean, this is a Ball State team that everybody you talk to, they talk about inconsistency as really the defining factor that we've seen this year. Ball State has had some big moments. They nearly beat Dayton on the road in Dayton. They had the big win against Kent State, and they played well against Miami, one of the top teams in the conference, but then you go to DeKalb and you lose there. You play poorly against some D3 opponents. It's been an interesting year, and now is the time. There's still plenty of time for some changes in the MAC standings, but this is such an incredibly tough conference that you cannot be losing any more games at this point.
And you mentioned how Ball State beat Miami, one of the best teams in the conference, and then lost to Northern Illinois. This is a team that just can't get on a stretch in conference play. They're one of the few teams in conference play. Western Michigan is another one of them that hasn't won back-to-back MAC games this year. They haven't won back-to-back in the conference since last January. It just seems like it can come together one game, but it just hasn't translated to the next one for Coach Lewis's squad.
And the big thing is, we know how difficult that MAC tournament is in Cleveland. You have to be near perfect if you want to make some noise there. Ball State cannot afford to continue making some mistakes against some lesser competition, and today would be a really good way to get a win.
Just about 10 minutes from tip-off. We'll take a break here on the SL pregame show. You're listening to Ball State men's basketball, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. Stay tuned for more.
So just how big is the Mammoth Pizza at Mancino's? How about a big 24-inch round pizza loaded with all of your favorite toppings? Made to order just for you when you call 287-1300. The perfect size for the big game, the next game, or any event that demands not only the best, but the biggest pizza you can order. And Mancino's is ready anytime. Call, wait 10 to 15 minutes, then head to Mancino's for pickup. Man, is it good. When a large pizza isn't enough, you need at least one Mammoth from Mancino's.
Pepsi Zero Sugar has a new, better flavor. A Zero Sugar Cola has never tasted this good. But we don't expect you to take our word for it, so we're putting it to the test. Starting with me. My mouth is watering already, so I think we can skip the drum roll and get right to the main event. Cue the fireworks. We have an official best Zero Sugar ever. It's delicious, it's refreshing, and it's so good you'll need to try it for yourself. Trust me. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Zero never tasted so good. That's what I like.
Standards. High standards. That's what sets teams apart. It's also what sets us apart at Pridemark Construction. We're not alone in holding our standards high. Ball State University is among those who do. That's why we're proud to sponsor the Ball State Athlete of the Week. High standards in everyday performance is everything in sport, as well as business. Join us in our pursuit of excellence. Join Pridemark Construction for your next building project and in our support of Ball State University's Athlete of the Week.
chirp you can handle.
SportsLink is the official production partner of Ball State Athletics.
All the chirp you can handle.
Welcome back from Worthen Arena, just about 8 minutes away from tip-off of Ball State, Western Michigan, a men's basketball Maction Clash. I'm Brayden Carroll, Max Gillie alongside here for the SL pregame show. We talked about Ball State on the other end of the break. Let's get into Western Michigan. They're coming off of another tough defeat against Central Michigan, and that one, 5 of 24 on their three-point shots, outscored 36-22 in the paint, outscored 11-2 off turnovers. Much like Ball State, it was just another situation on the road where the Broncos couldn't get it done, and there were struggles all across the floor, both sides of the court.
I mean, plain and simple, when you only have two Broncos that score more than double digits, it's going to be a real problem. You cannot win if you have inconsistent shooting. And, I mean, this is a team that really has maybe 6 or 7 guys who are consistently shooters. They need to be on top. Otherwise, it's going to be a really difficult night. They saw that against Central Michigan. But they remember last year, and they would love to get a similar result to that thriller of a game from last year.
And we're going to see an interesting matchup here tonight. We don't know the starters yet, but it's going to be what we talked about, likely Lobsinger versus Sparks down in the paint. Those are two guys that can both control down low in their own way. Peyton Sparks, 6'10", 265. He has the body. He is leading the team in rebounds, 7.3 a game. And then you look at Lobsinger for Western Michigan. He's a unit as well. He's 2.5 rebounds a game from averaging a double-double, 10.4 points per game. He had 10 against Central Michigan, 9 rebounds, 1 away from a double-double. Both of those guys are going to try and get their presence felt down low early. It's just a matter of who's going to win all two halves.
Yeah, and when you have two of the biggest rebounders in the conference, that has to give you some confidence. So I feel like they're going to really help dictate this game, and whoever can have that consistency, can play really well early on, I think that's going to give their team the advantage in what should be a fun one.
And having an advantage in this game specifically, it's so important for both squads. The MAC implications are massive. You look at the standings right now, and there are so many teams hovering around that 4-3, 3-4 area. Ball State, number 7 right now in the conference at 3-4. Same record as Central and Kent State. Then you look at Western Michigan, they're at 10th, 2-5 on the season. So this is really a must-win for Western Michigan. And in the grand scheme of things, a must-win for Ball State as well. They have a tough schedule coming up. They play Akron on the 4th of February. This is a game that they need to win, especially at home.
And the big thing is Western, they're starting to have a couple more bigger games. Eastern Michigan's pretty decent. Ohio is a really difficult place to win at Ohio. So if they want to have that momentum on interesting last few weeks of the season, they are going to need to play well.
And this is such an interesting rivalry, Max. This is the most played series in Ball State history. We're talking the 142nd meeting tonight. And of course, you don't need us to tell you about last year if you're a Ball State fan. You know what happened, the down the court inbound at the buzzer by Anthony Crump to win the game in overtime. It's mainly been controlled by Ball State in recent years, especially at home, but man, there's so much bad blood in this considering the longevity of the rivalry and what happened last year. There's a sense of vengeance here at Worthen Arena tonight.
I mean, these two have had a lot of big games over the years. It's really an even series just in general, but Ball State, historically, it's played really well at home, but over the last few years, it's been a whole lot of close matchups.
It's going to be a fun matchup, Max, and something that I told you about pregame. Something interesting here is Western Michigan, they're 6-9 in the last 15 meetings against Ball State. They're 1-14 against any other Division I Indiana school in their last 15 meetings. They just show up against Worthen. That's how big of a rivalry this is for them. There's always MAC implications on the line. This has been a Western Michigan team that they've hovered around the edge of the bubble for the MAC tournament. So coming into Worthen and hosting Ball State at home has been such a big deal for the Broncos. It's always been, in recent years, must win, and it's no different tonight.
100%, and listen, it's nearly February. We're going to blink, it's going to be March. This has been a fun season of action so far. It's only going to get a lot better in the next few weeks.
You know, you look at a guy like Dwayne Stevens, the head coach of Western Michigan. He has such a legacy built into just his assistant coaching career. He was with Marquette under Tom Crean. He was with Michigan State, under Tom Izzo. Of course, that name precedes itself. You know what Western Michigan's Tom Izzo has done. He was there for the better half of 20 years. And now he's here in his first head coaching job at Western Michigan. Such a resume behind him, but the question is, can he get it done as a head coach? He struggled early in his tenure here at the Broncos. He has a feeling this is the year they make the MAC tournament and turn things around.
And I mean, these are two coaches. They have some great backgrounds. They know what it's like to be with some great players. Question is, can the players bring it in a highly competitive MAC? But just going off of course, Dwayne Stevens, I mean, when you have a resume that has 20 NCAA tournaments and 6 Final Fours, that's nothing to scoff at. He knows what it takes to win some big games, and the big question is, can this team follow the General's orders? We'll have to find out.
I mean, that's the best resume, I'd say, in the Mid-American Conference amongst head coaches.
And I mean, you can argue with Coach Lewis having a great resume as well. Of course, went to the Final Four at UCLA under the legend at IU and Coach Knight, but I mean, when you've been with Izzo and all of that success, nothing is better. And it was actually really cool. Western Michigan actually got to play Michigan State this year as a bit of a homecoming. That's one of the best parts about some of these college athletics is, hey, when you can get some of those bigger games and it has a storyline like that, that makes it even fun.
And this should be a fun one tonight. The 142nd meeting between Ball State and Western Michigan. So much history and so much on the line tonight. That'll do it for the pregame show here on SportsLink Digital, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. Don't go anywhere. We're preparing for the national anthem here at Worthen Arena. And on the other side of this break, tip-off of a big-time MAC showdown. You're listening to SportsLink Digital Radio. Don't go anywhere.
Ranked number 2 in the nation for sports media by the Broadcast Education Association.
This is Ball State SportsLink.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive Car Doc maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paint work on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
The best stories in Ball State sports, plus live broadcasts right in your timeline.
Follow us at BSU SportsLink.
The Hampton Inn of Muncie is the official partner of Ball State Athletics. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. The Hampton Inn is one of Muncie's finest hotels. Come enjoy our free breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and fresh Hampton beds waiting for you. Less than a mile away from Ball State campus. Don't forget to ask about our Ball State special. Search Hampton Inn of Muncie online at munciesuites.hamptonin.com. At munciesuites.hamptonin.com.
From the bell tower to your smartphone, anywhere in the world.
Never miss Ball State sports with SportsLink Digital.
So just how big is the Mammoth Pizza at Mancino's? How about a big 24-inch round pizza loaded with all of your favorite toppings? Made to order just for you when you call 287-1300. The perfect size for the big game, the next game, or any event that demands not only the best, but the biggest pizza you can order. And Mancino's is ready anytime. Call, wait 10 to 15 minutes, then head to Mancino's for pickup. Man, is it good. When a large pizza isn't enough, you need at least one Mammoth from Mancino's.
The best stories in Ball State sports, plus live broadcasts right in your timeline.
Follow us at BSU SportsLink.
Welcome live from Worthen Arena as we are just moments away from tip-off of tonight's Mid-American Conference matchup between the Ball State Cardinals and the Western Michigan Broncos. Good evening from Worthen. I'm Brayden, Carroll, Max Gillie alongside. Let's get right into the starters for tonight's game. First, looking at Western Michigan, the visitors tonight. Number 0, the guard, Donovan Williams, making his 57th start tonight. Number 2, Chauncey Willis Jr., running the guard as a junior. Number 4, Javon Hanna, a junior as well, in his 37th start as a guard for Western Michigan. Number 10, Max Burton, a redshirt sophomore, his 18th start as a forward tonight. And number 22, the guard forward utility, Garkey Strickland, in his 23rd start, the redshirt junior. Looking at Ball State, the 1 through 5 is actually numbers 1 through 5. First, number 1, Jamari Hill, making his 20th start. Ethan Britton Watts in his 47th. Mickey Pearson Jr., number 3, his 65th start. Juanzi Gorosito in his 47th. And the center, Peyton Sparks, making his 79th start here at Ball State and IU back to Ball State. So, Max, this is an exciting one, and it could go either way. The MAC has so much parity, and both teams need a win here tonight. What are the keys to victory for both squads?
Well, for Western Michigan, you have to force Ball State to the free throw line. That's been the biggest discussion this season. They've been to the line so many times, they're ranked nationally for it, and they've really been struggling. And meanwhile, for Ball State, the opposite end of things, well, I think they got to make those free throws. They got to get those rebounds. It comes down to the fundamentals. You're going to win the rebound battle. If you can win that rebound battle, you can win that free throw battle, you should be just fine. This is a decent crowd out here. They would love to see a win. So the question is, can Ball State step up? Will everyone try to be as perfect as they can be? And then one important factor, Juanzi Gorosito. It seems like when he is hot, Ball State plays really well. So Coach Lewis is just going to hope that he can be on 100% here today.
Gorosito, 4 of 10 from beyond the arc in his last matchup. That's on par for him, but man, he wants more than that in this one. And then you mentioned free throws. NIU, against them, they were 13 and 28 from the line, 46%. They're 69% on the season. That's 10th in the conference versus Western Michigan, 67th. That's 12th in the conference. So both of these teams may need to rely on some luck and some skill from the charity stripe.
I mean, now's the time to start playing your best basketball. You have 1, maybe 2 more losses you can get away with before it's going to be a lot harder, and that road to Cleveland's going to narrow a whole lot more.
Still announcing starting lineups here at Worthen Arena. A sizable crowd, I would say. 2,000, 3,000, what's your guess, Max?
I'd say we're close to 3,000, and I mean, decent student section, which Coach Lewis wants, of course, stays very important. They're donating like $1 per student who's going to be here for Dance Marathon. Coach Lewis is going to match that as well, so that's going to be a really fun way to get some students in. But I mean, when you look at the main areas, it's pretty full, and that's exactly what you want to see here on the Tuesday night. There's nothing better here in Muncie than Ball State basketball tonight.
Certainly the show of the night here in Muncie, Indiana, Delaware County. Speaking of shows, ESPN Plus tonight, produced by your own SportsLink. Griffin Leonard, AJ Switek on the call. That should be a fun one if you have the ability. AKA if you're not driving right now, because you shouldn't be watching TV while you're in the car. You should tune in to ESPN Plus, but if you're on the move, we're glad that you've tuned in here on SportsLink Digital Radio.
100%, and again, the big thing, 100% student produced, from the director, producer, always like graphics, all that to talent. That's what makes SportsLink special. That is one of the things that makes Ball State special, just like this matchup.
Ball State wearing the all whites with the red jerseys and red trim. Western Michigan in the browns and the gold numbers with the white trim. It will be Peyton Sparks and Max Brayden up for the tip. Interesting matchup there. We thought it might be Strickland against Sparks. Instead, it will be 6'10" Burton, both players the same height. And Ball State wins the tip as the clock gets rolling here at Worthen Arena. Ethan Britton Watts, top of the key. Bounce pass to Mickey Pearson, just outside the perimeter. Give to Sparks at the left elbow, heading in. Jamari Hill thought about it, down at the MAC logo. Tough shot, in the paint, good. Got it over Key Strickland, and it's going to start off 2-0 Ball State. Other end, Strickland, left wing. Has some space, Mickey Pearson steps back up. Heading inside, on the near side. Good floater over the head of Mickey Pearson, and it's 2-all, 19-23 in the first.
Back-to-back easy buckets for these two programs. That's exactly what they wanted to do.
That's what you want to see from both squads. Hill, tough pass down low, try to get it to Sparks, and it's stolen by Max Burton. Other end, quick in transition. Hannah has it on the near arc. Coach Stevens calling out his plays to the Broncos as Willis Jr. resets between the rings. Hannah right wing, now Strickland. Broncos working the perimeter, 8 on the shot clock. Hill feed to Burton, far wing, hands off. Hannah heading inside, tough mid-range jumper on the far side, no good, rebound Gorcito. Ball State taking it across the timeline. In transition, great defense by Strickland to stay with Gorcito. Britton Watts left wing. He feeds to Sparks, top of the key, and a give to Hill, near side. Still hanging around the perimeter, 15 on the shot clock. Mickey Pearson, top of the key, 3, good. Nothing but net, and it's 5-2, Ball State 18-18 in the first.
Wide open shot, great play by Mickey Pearson Jr.
Western Michigan looking to do some work early. Strickland, give to Burton, top of the key, he'll give to Hannah. Dish to Williams, top of the key. And a fire over to Hannah. Strickland near corner, heading in along the baseline. Backing into Mickey Pearson. Feed out. Hannah, 3 ball. Almost a wedgie. No good. Rebound Ball State. Outlet pass to Hill. Other end, he's fouled on the way up. Some quick offense by the Cards. They'll call Willis Jr. for the first personal between either team. And it will be 2 free throws here for Ball State.
That was smart by Fat Hill. Had a tough shot, he draws the foul. Now he gets this opportunity.
A fiery start to this game. Both teams doing some work. And it will be Jamari Hill taking the first free throws of this one. This is where it really matters for Ball State. First free throw, left it short.
That's going to be frustrating for sure, so you just got to have that shooter's mentality, forget you missed it, and just make the second, because if you go 0 for 2 to start this one, that's not how you want to get started.
He had the first basket of the game looking for the first free throw, and he leaves that one short again. 0 of 2 to start off from the line for Ball State, and Western Michigan looking to capitalize. Willis Jr. deep in the left arc. Follows a screen by Sulaka, who just checked in after that first free throw. Williams, far corner. Dribble move on Mickey Pearson, weaving through, and the ball is stripped by Peyton Sparks. Great effort to get it, but it ends up right in the hands of Western Michigan. 3 ball, Willis Jr. from deep, no good, and Sparks gets the rebound again. Ball State on the offensive end. Hill, near arc, Sparks sets a screen. Britton Watts, Gorcito, 3 ball, no good. Rebound, Broncos. Quick on the other end. Willis Jr. doing some work. Feed to Williams. He's fouled and gets the and one. Hard trip into the paint, and he reaps the benefits. He will go to the line with the opportunity for a 3-point play.
Some bad possessions by Ball State earlier on. You saw Peyton Sparks have the turnover, he gets the rebound, tries to send it the other way, it's missed by Gorcito, and you just saw that speed from Western Michigan. They can do that all game, it's going to be interesting.
First free throw and only free throw, good by Williams, converting the 3-point possession, and it's 5-all with 16:55 in the first half. Ethan Britton Watts didn't start against NIU, he's starting tonight. Feed to Hill, top of the key, over to Britton Watts again in the left wing. Heaves one over the heads of the Broncos to Sparks. Other side, Gorosito, near corner three, no good. Rebound, Sparks, and he gets the putback off the glass. 7-5, his first points of this one, and Ball State has the lead again. Western Michigan on their end, Sulaka, tough shot over Sparks, offline, and the rebound effort ends up out of bounds. Officials say off of the hands of Mickey Pearson Jr. So a baseline inbound coming up for Western Michigan with a fresh shot clock.
Got to take advantage of this in a close one early if you're Western Michigan. And all the time you could want. Nice catch and shoot, smart three would be very helpful.
Checking in here for Ball State, Ben Hendricks. Subbing in, Peyton Sparks will hit the bench. Consistent starter. He hasn't started every game, but when he comes off the bench, he has been a force. He's a starter tonight. Western Michigan out of the inbound, a shot by Hanna, no good at the mid-range, and a rebound for Ball State. Other end, Hill top of the key. Mickey Pearson, open, left wing three, no good, and a rebound for Western Michigan. That was Sulaka corralling it. Other end, Donovan Williams heading in on Gorosito, and a charge call. Ball State will get possession, up 7-5 with 16:08 in the first. Offensive personals, those really kill the momentum for your squad, and that's a tough one for Coach Stevens to swallow.
Tell you what, smart decision by Ball State to draw that foul there. Stops all that momentum that Western Michigan was having.
Moon 2 and Strickland checking back into the game as Sulaka hits the bench. As well as another Bronco I didn't quite catch. Ethan Britton Watts for Ball State, left wing. Charity Stripe, pass out to Gorosito. Mickey Pearson, left wing. Bounce pass, Hendricks. Hanging along the baseline of the far side, and now back out to Gorosito, top of the key. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Shot at the free throw line, blocked. Heads out of bounds, and it will be Western Michigan basketball. And a timeout here, media timeout, as it is 7-5. Ball State with 15:42 in the first quarter. Both teams moving very quickly on the offensive end. It seems like the Broncos want to run in transition the entire time. But right now it's Ball State who's played a more clean game of basketball through the first 4 minutes, and they have the lead.
And that is exactly what Ball State needs to have. I mean, there's only been 2 fouls committed by Western Michigan, but that was all that momentum that Western Michigan was having, where it looked like they would have made a shot. Ball State drew a much-needed foul. It's not been a pretty start so far for these teams, and this was a much-needed timeout, I think, for both of these coaches to tell the team, like, hey, calm down, let's play our style of basketball.
We'll take a break alongside them. Don't go anywhere. 15:39. Ball State leads 7-5 in the first half of this Maction Showdown. You're listening to SportsLink Digital Men's Basketball, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Official pest control partner of Ball State Athletics. We protect your home or business and guarantee year-round protection from insects and pests. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. Our pest control program is the safest and most effective in the industry. Even if you tried a different service and it didn't work, we'll fix your problem, guaranteed, or your money back. Visit AmericanPestPros.com. That's AmericanPestPros.com. And don't forget to ask about our Ball State special.
Ball State fans, who needs batteries? Your locally owned Battery Masters have batteries for cars, boats, golf carts, cell phones, watches, key fobs, Papergo toys for kids, and more. Bring your rechargeable batteries back to life for drills, shavers, dustbusters, and more. All Ball State fans receive a free battery checkup. Just mention Charlie Cardinal. Battery Masters is conveniently located on the corner of Walnut and Centennial, next to Mini Trista. Check us out online at batterymasters.com. Go Cards!
SportsLink is the official production partner of Ball State Athletics.
All the chirp you can handle.
Welcome back to Worthen Arena. 7-5 is the score with 15:42 in the first half. I'm Brayden Carroll, Max Gillie alongside. And Max, Coach Lewis talked about after the NIU game, they had no business going 13 of 28 from the free throw line in a 10-point loss. Well, to start off 0-2 isn't necessarily a confidence builder for these Cardinals.
No, not at all. And I mean, you've seen this team. They've been really struggling these last few shots. Haven't been shooting as well from the field. They're only at 50%. They've really struggled from three as well early on, only being 1 for 4. So that's something that's going to need to be fixed. And I tell you what, I think Coach Lewis is really happy his team was able to get that timeout because they really needed it.
Media timeouts, too. They're the long version. You get a little time to corral the troops and discuss the situation. Well, right now, 7-5. They have to be feeling good, but surely there's a lot that Coach Lewis wants to see improved, especially when the free throw shooting starts off as it did for Hill's 0-2 trip. Western Michigan moving right to left to start off after this media timeout. Strickland doing some work on the left wing. Some very tight defense by Ethan Britton Watts going for the steal, brings Strickland to the ground, and that's a personal foul every day of the week, the first for Ethan Britton Watts.
And if you're going to have some contact, you cannot do it right in front of the official, as you mentioned. Probably one of the easier calls.
Inbound along the baseline. Max Burton at the charity stripe. Passing around the perimeter, Willis Jr. has it top of the key. Give to Strickland. Far side, still around the perimeter, 7 seconds on the shot clock. Burton, top of the key, feed to Strickland. Shot over Jeremiah Hill and banks it in. Didn't call it, but made it. 8-7, Western Michigan leads now with 15 to go in the first half.
Easy shot for the Broncos.
Jeremiah Hernandez, who checked in over the media timeout, has it. Pass to Hill. Charity stripe jumper, and he caught nothing but air. Maybe blocked on the way. Britton Watts, three-pointer on the second chance attempt. No good. Ball ends up out of bounds, and it'll stay with Ball State.
Well, I think if I was to be in the huddle with Coach Lewis, I don't think this is exactly how he wanted this team to start.
Substitution here for Ball State. Hayden Sparks back in it for Ben Hendricks. Cardinals looking to get some control down in the paint. Inbound to Britton Watts, near corner. Guarded closely by Willis Jr. Bounce pass to Sparks. Inside the paint on the baseline. Blocked by Sari Lewis. Other end, Western Michigan, a quick three ball. No good by Donovan Williams in the far wing, and the rebound to Ball State, a foul on the scrap by Western Michigan. So it will stay with the Cardinals, who got the rebound. 8-7 Broncos lead, and another substitution as Javon Hanna, the starter, is back in. Donovan Williams, another starter, checks out.
Big thing is Ball State on a really tough run so far. 1 for 6 from 3, 1 for 5.
Ethan Britton Watts, top of the key, pass to Hernandez, left wing. Cardinals looking to do something here. Jeremiah Hill, same spot. Tried to find Mickey Pearson down low. Great defense along the passing alleys by Western Michigan. Sparks has it down low, went for the jam, and didn't get it, but he's fouled on the way. Coach Stevens for Western Michigan wanted basket interference, as really it's hard to see what happened. I think he got blocked on the way to the dunk. Still finished the dunk, as in hands touched the rim, but he was fouled before he did so, so they will call it a foul, not basket interference. 2 free throws for Peyton Sparks. Rattles in the first. That's a good sign if you're Ball State.
And that was a critical thing that needed to be improved upon from the first half to now. Those free throws. He has to be happy he made the first. Got to make the other.
Second free throw for Peyton Sparks. And he makes the second. 2 of 2 trip to back up the 0 of 2 start from Hill. Ball State's at 50% on the game. 9-8, Cards lead. 14 to go in the first half. Western Michigan has it on the other end. Willis Jr. follows a screen from Lewis and gets it out to Lewis. Top of the key, 3 off the back of the iron. Rattles out. Rebound Hernandez. Ball State has numbers heading down the timeline. Hill, top of the key, dribble move, back out. Some good passing by the Cards along the perimeter. Britton Watts, left corner. Hill, top of the key, spins around, out. 3 ball, wide open for Hernandez, and he can't get it to go. But an offensive board by Hill, second chance, got it. 11-8, Ball State takes a one-possession lead, the farthest one-possession lead you can have in basketball, 13-19 in the first half. Other end, Lewis, top of the key. Pass to Willis Jr. Hand over to Hannah and back to Lewis Jr. between the rings. Now Strickland has it at the far arc. Finds the baseline, doing some work on Mason Jones, and he is fouled on the way up, so he will get 2 free throws. That's the third personal for Ball State. Both teams have 3.
Interesting to be giving those fouls away if you're Ball State in a really close game. You cannot be doing that for if you're Ball State. That has to be improved upon.
Strickland, a 51% free throw shooter on the year, makes the first. He's up to 6 points in this one. Made a 2, a 3, and now a free throw. Juanzi Gorosito checks in for Jeremiah Hernandez. Second free throw incoming, and good. 2 of 2 trip. And it's 11-10, Ball State. 13:04 here in the first half. This game just stays close. You know, that's what you expect in the MAC. So much parity. Every game is winnable for both teams. Hill, top of the key for Ball State, moves in on the elbow. Peyton Sparks down low, double team, makes the shot, but an offensive foul by Peyton Sparks.
That's the worst case scenario if you are Ball State. That would have been a nice basket, would have felt really good. And you make one extra step, it's going to get called every time.
Other end, Western Michigan, E.J. Ryans, who just checked in between those free throws by Strickland. He has it, left wing. Top of the key, give to Williams. Burton doing some work on Peyton Sparks around the near elbow. Williams heads inside and finishes over Mason Jones, 12-11. Western Michigan takes the lead back with 12:26 here in the first. Hill, left wing, moves in, finds the baseline, reverse layup, no good, rebound Sparks. That would have been flashy. Second chance blocked by Western Michigan. Ball ends up out of bounds, and it stays with the Broncos. Great effort from Western Michigan, despite arguably an even better effort by Ball State. Just the block that shut down the attempt by the Cards, and Western Michigan comes up big.
There's no need to be flashy if you're Ball State in a close ball game, unless you can make it, and clearly they did not.
E.J. Ryans takes it across the timeline for Western. Max Burton, far arc, guarded by Peyton Sparks, the 2 tallest players on the court heading around the perimeter. Javon Hanna, cross-court pass, 3-ball, Moon Tune, near corner, swish. 15-11, a 2-possession lead for Western, and it's the largest lead of the game. 11:47 to go in the first. Juanzi Gorosito. Pass, Mickey Pearson, thought about a 3 at the left wing. Give back to Gorosito, catch and shoot, 3-ball, top of the key, no good, rebound Muntu. Other end, Western moving quickly across the court. E.J. Ryans creates his own space, back out. Williams from the top of the key, down low, off the glass and offline. Rebound Sparks, and Ball State takes it now. They're moving just as quickly across the timeline. Gorosito, top of the key, thought about a 3. Hill, down low to Sparks. Far block, and 1. Great effort as both the defender and Sparks fall to the ground. That was Brandon Muntu trying to stop the unstoppable Peyton Sparks. When he shows his physicality, there's not much you can do. And a timeout here, a media timeout. When we come back, it will be a free throw and an and 1 opportunity for Peyton Sparks. And that's big considering Western Michigan just took the biggest lead of the night.
And I mean, they were on a 7-0 run was Western Michigan, so much needed stop for Ball State.
Timeout, and we will take one as well. 15-13, Western Michigan leads. 1 free throw coming up on the other side of the break for Peyton Sparks. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to SportsLink Digital Radio, Ball State men's basketball, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Whether you're getting ready for the big game or getting ready for the workday, you always want to start with confidence. Cintas has the essential products and services to help businesses provide a clean, safe environment for their employees and customers. With routine restocking of essential cleaning, hygiene, and safety supplies, on-site cleaning, professional uniform laundering, and testing and inspection of fire equipment and systems. Give everyone the confidence they need to start their day. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
The Hampton Inn of Muncie is the official partner of Ball State Athletics. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. The Hampton Inn is one of Muncie's finest hotels. Come enjoy our free breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and fresh Hampton beds waiting for you. Less than a mile away from Ball State campus. Don't forget to ask about our Ball State special. Search Hampton Inn of Muncie online at munciesuites.hamptoninn.com. At munciesuites.hamptoninn.com.
Indiana's top sports media school in 2024 by the Indiana Association of School Broadcasters.
This is Ball State Sports Link.
Welcome back to Worthen Arena. 15-13, Western Michigan leads with 11 to go in the first half. But before we took a break, Peyton Sparks showing the physicality, finishing over the head of Brandon Moontu. When we come back, he will have a free throw and the opportunity to make this a one-point game. And free throws are the important factor in this one for Ball State, coming off that poor shooting night from the charity stripe against NIU. Well, so far, 50%. Missed their first two as Hill had an 0-2 trip early. And then Peyton Sparks, the least productive free throw shooter on the team, made 2 for 2. Let's see if he can keep that going. And I have a feeling that if Sparks is consistent from the line, that's going to build around the rest of the team. Give the squad some confidence as they say, hey, if Sparks can make these free throws, can make all of them, so can I.
This has been really impressive early in this one. He leads the team in points. He leads the team in free throws and rebounds as well. He's been playing well. Everyone else needs to step up just like him.
Back from the media timeout, Ball State left to right on offense, but a charity stripe trip first off for Peyton Sparks. 60% free throw shooter.
So critical to make this.
Up and good, 3 of 3 to start off. He has himself a night through the first 9 minutes, 7 points. And a 15-14 lead for Western. Other end, Willis Jr. Burton, top of the key. Hand off to Hanna. Same spot. Sparks. Guarding. Working him. Floater. Good. Little J at the MAC logo in the paint, and it's 17-14 Western with 10:40 to go in the first. Mickey Pearson has it on the other side for Ball State at the left wing. Pass to Hill, top of the key, moving in. On Strickland, fouled, a reach-in on number 22. The redshirt junior, that's his first personal so far in the 5th overall by Western.
So far in a really close game, I'm looking to find out which team can have that momentum boost. You saw that 7-0 run by Western Michigan stopped. As we get close to 10 minutes to go here, something needs to change.
Inbound under the basket. Joey Hart in the game for Ball State. Gorcito gets it top of the key, back to Hill, left wing, and now Gorcito has the same spot. Mickey Pearson thought about a 3 in the near arc and give to Gorcito between the rings. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Cross-court pass to Hart, over to Hill, in the air. 4 seconds, deep in the perimeter. He needs to take something. 1 second, and he doesn't get it off in time. A shot clock violation. Great defense by Western, and is paid off with the possession.
See Coach Lewis having a quick sub for Ethan Britton-Watts. He is not happy with that performance.
And it just seemed like a poor pass, specifically from Joey Hart as he tried to get one on Western and just couldn't get a clean pass while he was in the air to Hill, who was open for just a moment at the perimeter. For now, Western Michigan has it on the offensive end. Up 3. Mid-range, Willis Jr. Swish. That was clean and crisp. 19-14. Western leads 9:52 in the first. That's his first bucket of the game. Britton Watts, other end for Ball State. Mickey Pearson, top of the key, feed to Hill. Same spot, 17 on the shot clock. Step up, jumper at the free throw line, no good. Rebound Williams, and Western moving across the timeline quick again. This team moves fast. Strickland finds Willis Jr. open. Thought about a three, but Pearson closes in. Cross-court pass, other side of the perimeter to Hannah. Brayden Watts guarding. And a feed to Williams. They are trapped on the near side perimeter with 7 on the shot clock. Step up three by Hannah. Good. Deep in the left wing, not a problem. And the Broncos lead by 8. And it feels like the energy has been sucked out of Worthen Arena. 9 to go in the first half, and man, oh man, Western's on a run. Brayden Watts between the rings at the Cardinal logo. Feed to Hill, right wing, moving in. Found a Sparks screen, backdoor pass to Sparks, and he's closed in tightly around the paint. Pass in the corner, Brayden Watts tipped by Willis Jr. He'll stay with Ball State, but I mean, that's a great defensive play, essentially to stop a wide open three.
And that just shows the effort that Western Michigan is giving compared to what Ball State has been really focusing on. They are giving 100% as Western Michigan. It feels like sometimes Ball State is almost just waiting for passes to be handed to them and not making themselves open.
Brayden Watts, a far side inbound, gets it into Joey Hart, moving in from the perimeter on the baseline. Tough shot, good. Got it to fall over the head of Donovan Williams. Correction, Chauncey Willis Jr. That's the first bucket for Joey Hart. Other end, Western Michigan. Down low, shot off the glass, no good by Strickland, and a rebound for Hannah. He's stuck on a pivot foot down low. Some passes around the perimeter. Williams has it. He heads in on Peyton Sparks. Rejected! The big man with the big stuff. And a foul on Western Michigan in transition. That one's on Strickland, his second personal, and there's some energy that Ball State really needs here in a big junction down by 6 points.
And I mean, that was an ugly rebound battle, but you see Sparks send it the other way. Good foul by the Cardinals to draw that one. Got to send it the other way. Ball State was on like a nearly 2.5 minute scoreless run. That needs to change. It needs to change now.
Brayden Watts at the Cardinal logo looking to start something up for Ball State. Joey Hart left wing along the baseline now down low at the block. Mickey Pearson has it back out at the perimeter. Stuck on a pivot foot, give to Brayden Watts top of the key. Pass, Hernandez. Extra pass, Hart, three, near corner, good. Joey Hart, the Kentucky transfer, the Hoosier kid. And it's a one-possession game. Other end, Hannah, tough shot through weaves of traffic, and the ball stays with Western. Coach Lewis desperately wants that one to be overturned as he briskly walks straight over to the officials, pleading his case. A media timeout here, 22-19. Maybe they'll take a look at it during the break. It was close, but there were a lot of Ball State Cardinals around that rebound. I'd be surprised if Western Michigan was the last team to touch it.
I mean, it'd be nice if we could have a monitor like the officials and can rewatch it. It was a close one, but shout out to the Cardinals right now. They're going on a little rush. 5-0 run makes it a single possession. We've been looking for this if you're a Ball State fan. Has to feel good.
And Joey Hart, give credit to the kid from Lytton Stockton. He's doing some work off the bench. He's got 5 points right now, 100% on the floor, 2 of 2. I mean, this is a guy, hey, if you can rely on him in this one, that's a big contribution off the bench to build some momentum off of.
And I mean, I think Cardinal fans and really fans from Lytton have been waiting to see Joey Hart go off. He didn't get that opportunity at Kentucky, transfers to an in-state school. He played well in the Franklin game, but hasn't really had that moment that we've been waiting for. But I tell you what, that was a good moment by Joey Hart.
He's been out there for 3 minutes so far, has 5 points. His season high is 6 points against those Grizzlies from Franklin College. Like you said, he's a Hoosier native, Lytton Stockton kid. Led that team to a appearance in the 2A state championship, was the Final Four leading scorer, which in Indiana high school basketball, that's a big deal. And man, oh man, he was such a talent, went to Kentucky, only appeared in 7 games last season. Well, he's been out there in this one, and maybe this is that turning point for him to say, hey, I'm a legit guy out here.
Tell you what, the Cardinals needed something to change. Guess it's Joey Hart that's been giving them the momentum they've been looking for. That's exactly what Coach Lewis wants to have. Coming out of the timeout, it's going to be really critical if you're a Ball State fan for the Cardinals to go on a run.
Southern Indiana represent. Jeremiah Hernandez from Southern Illinois. He's on the floor, or Southern Indiana, correction. And the kid from Southern Indiana, Joey Hart, as well. Western Michigan has it out of the break. Call not overturned. Willis Jr. top of the key. Finds some space. Tough shot over Mickey Pearson in the restricted zone, and he gets it. 24-19. That's a big one. He's up to 4 points. It's a 5-point lead for the Broncos with 7:26 in the first. Other end, Britton Watts feed to Hendricks down low. Finds his space and the putback. A little tip in off of the miss. 24-21. Other end. Western Michigan, Lewis fouled on the way by Ben Hendricks. He will go the line for 2 free throws, a 52% free throw shooter on the year, and he's a guy who has had quite the journey in his collegiate career. He's only a redshirt sophomore, Max, but he played at Kansas State from 2020 to 2022, played at Middle Tennessee State for a year after that, plays at Kaiser University after that, is injured after just 3 games, but did enough to garner the attention of Western in the transfer portal, makes the first free throw, misses the first free throw, actually. They want tater tots here. And they get it. 2 missed free throws, and that warrants free tater tots from Roots, a tradition here at Worthen Arena, and the student section loves it.
Want to keep the students involved. Got to get those free throws missed. That's exactly what Ball State wanted.
The score stays 24-21, a 1-possession lead for Western, under 7 to go in the first half. Jeremiah Hernandez, top of the key. Dribble move behind the back and gets it out to Joey Hart, but an off-ball foul by Ball State. That's a turnover. Max Burton checks back into the game for Siri Lewis. And the Broncos moving on offense across the stripe. Ethan Britton walks doing work. Williams, catch and shoot, 3. Nothing but gold from the right wing. 27-21, a 2-possession lead for Western Michigan. 6:25 to go in this first half. Britton Watts, top of the key. Feed to Mickey Pearson Jr. He dishes cross court to Hernandez in the near corner. Now Watts has the top of the key. Back to Hernandez. Moving along the block near side, and a foul, a blocking foul. Defensively, they'll call that one on Brandon Moontu, his second personal. That'll warrant a substitution as Javon Hanna, the regular starter for Western, checks back in. One of the leading producers at 11.4 points per game for the Broncos, and with that personal, it is a bonus opportunity for Hernandez, who hits the first free throw, his first point of the game.
And the conversation coming into this one was Ball State needed to make those free throws. He makes the first.
And he makes the second. A 74% free throw shooter has no problem there. You can tell the confidence is oozing in this one from the charity stripe. Western Michigan on the offensive end. Javon Hanna, pass to Burton. He hands off to Willis Jr. deep at the top of the key. Moving in toward the free throw line. Step back jumper, mid-range, offline. And the great putback by Javon Hanna flying in from the far side. 29-23, Western leads with 5:45 to go in this first half. Ethan Britton Watts, top of the key, looking to get something going. Joey Hart, pass to Hernandez. Some sliding offense, backdoor to Mickey Pearson, and he's rejected. Rebound, Sparks, another opportunity, and an and one. Peyton Sparks, again, doing some work down in the restricted zone, and he's going back to the line for another and one opportunity.
Great rebound by Peyton Sparks. He has been so good here today. We mentioned it earlier, how important it is for him to play well. The rest of the team plays well. He's up to 9 points. Could be the first one here in double digits.
Free throw up and good. Another and one converted by Peyton Sparks. 29-26, Western leads. Willis Jr. for the Broncos has it. Some passes. E.J. Rhines, who just checked in, has it now. Javon Hanna, top of the key, feed to Williams. Western Michigan doing some work around the perimeter. E.J. Rhines has it. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Now Willis Jr. top of the key. Has it again. Catch and shoot three over Mickey Pearson. Almost got it before the shot clock, but misses. Ball State other end. Mickey Pearson near corner three. Too strong. And another offensive board by Sparks. Hits it off of the body of Sulaka, but stays with Western. Other end, Willis Jr. at between the rings. 4:37 to go in the first half. Western leads 29-26. Western at 8 fouls, Ball State at 4. It's the Cardinals in the bonus. As Western looking to do something here on offense with 8 on the shot clock. Javon Hanna, near side, baseline, mid-range jumper, good. He's been doing some work in this one early. He has 9 points, and it's a 31-26 lead for Western Michigan. 4 minutes to go in the first half. Handoff passes around the perimeter. Now it's Brayden Watts, swatted away. Strong defense by Michael Sulaka, the redshirt freshman, with the block down low, and another media timeout here. 31-26, it will be Ball State basketball out of the break, but man, oh man, Western, they just won't take their foot off the gas pedal on defense. They have been shutting down the Cardinals everywhere but the charity stripe, which has kind of surprised us. Ball State really effective from there, but outside of the free throw line, it feels like Western Michigan is a step ahead of the Cardinals.
I mean, when you look at the numbers, Ball State is only shooting 39% from the field, 22 from beyond the arc. That's unacceptable if you want to win a big conference game like this one. Meanwhile, Western Michigan, about 48%, 44% from three. And in a close ball game, if you're shooting well, you're going to continue getting the lead.
We're going to take a break here with just under 4 minutes to go in the first half. It's Western Michigan with the lead 31-26 over Ball State. You're listening to SportsLink Digital Men's Basketball, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. Don't go anywhere. The rest of the first half coming up.
Whether you're getting ready for the big game or getting ready for the workday, you always want to start with confidence. Cintas has the essential products and services to help businesses provide a clean, safe environment for their employees and customers. With routine restocking of essential cleaning, hygiene, and safety supplies, on-site cleaning, professional uniform laundering, and testing and inspection of fire equipment and systems. Give everyone the confidence they need to start their day. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
The Hampton Inn of Muncie is the official partner of Ball State Athletics. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. The Hampton Inn is one of Muncie's finest hotels. Come enjoy our free breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and fresh Hampton beds waiting for you. Less than a mile away from Ball State campus. Don't forget to ask about our Ball State special. Search Hampton Inn of Muncie online at munciesuites.hamptonin.com. At munciesuites.hamptonin.com.
Whether you're getting ready for the big game or getting ready for the workday, you always want to start with confidence.
Welcome back to Worthen Arena.
Cintas has the essential products and services to help businesses provide a clean, safe environment for their employees and customers.
Gillie alongside with 3:58 to go in the first half. We talked about it during the break off air.
Professional uniform laundering and testing and inspection of fire equipment and systems. Give everyone the confidence they need to start their day. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
That's great and all, but when you have a scorer like Fat Hill only with 4
The Hampton Inn of Muncie is the official partner of Ball State Athletics. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. The Hampton Inn is one of...
And it's going to be 2 free throws for Peyton Sparks. Peyton Sparks shooting incredibly well from the charity stripe tonight, 60%. It'll be a 1-and-1, not 2 guaranteed free throws, but now it is with the first make. 5 of 5 from the line, 11 points. Wouldn't have expected him to be the guy from the line, but here he is tonight. Gorcito checks in for Joey Hart, the main three-point shooter on this team, looking to entice some energy on the offensive end for the Cardinals, down 4. And that's the first miss from the stripe for Peyton Sparks. 1 of 2 trip, and it's Western Michigan still up 31-27, 3:50 to go in the first half with the clock rolling. Willis Jr., top of the key for the Broncos. Dish, Ryans along the baseline, blocked from behind, but they will call it a foul. And that one's going to be on Mickey Pearson Jr. It was Pearson Jr. up front. Peyton Sparks from behind. Sparks gets the block, but Pearson gets the foul. It's going to be 2 free throws for the 72% free throw shooter, Donovan Williams.
And Williams has had himself a day so far, 8 points, 2 rebounds. Expect to see a little more from him here.
He misses the first free throw. Western, that's their 3rd free throw miss of the night. Second one. Gets that one. 1 of 2 trip. He's up to 9 points. And the Bronco lead is up to 5. 3:36 to go here in the first half. Cardinals looking to find some way to cut this lead down. Hill from the charity stripe, heads in off the glass and good. A tough layup. Fat Hill up to 6 points. Other end for Western Michigan. Down low, some work by Burton, and he gets a shot over the head of Peyton Sparks. That's his first bucket of the night, and it's another 5-point lead for Western. 3 to go in the first half. Britton Watts between the rings. Follows a tough Sparks screen. Back out Mickey Pearson Jr., top of the key. Guarded closely by Williams, and now Hill has it right wing. Some passes, ends up in the hands of Gorcito, far corner, and now Hill has it. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Down low to Sparks, doing some work on Burton. Fouled on the way, and 2 free throws again for Peyton Sparks.
And that has been the MO for Western Michigan so far in this one. And when it looks like Sparks can do something, they always try and foul him.
Peyton Sparks, a guy whose name precedes himself in Ball State lore. All-MAC second team in 2023, the freshman of the year in 2022. Then he transfers to IU, transfers back to Ball State, and he has been a huge factor this year as he makes the first free throw. Michael Sulaka checks back into the game for Western Michigan in place of Max Burton. Worthen silent here for the second free throw attempt by Peyton Sparks. And he swishes it. Highly effective from the charity stripe tonight as he checks out, not Ben Hendricks actually.
Zane Dowdy. How about that? Great kid. Ben Davis High School, Indianapolis state champion. Happy to see him out there on the court.
Making just his 3rd appearance in January. He played against Toledo and Central. Here he is now. Other end for Western, a foul on the way. Chancey Willis Jr. going up for a shot. Britton Watts with the laundry.
And similar to Joey Hart, I think Hoosiers have really been waiting to see Zane Dowdy have some of his big moments. He got injured last year after his first ever start. He's come back this year. Can he be effective?
First free throw good by Chancey Willis Jr. You mentioned Zane Dowdy. He's a guy in the history of Indiana high school basketball. All-time rebounder at Ben Davis High School. Averaged 13.5 a game, 2.5 blocks a game at Ben Davis in his senior year. Second free throw good as well for Chancey Willis Jr. He's up to 5 points, and the lead is up to 5 for Western. 36-31, 2:20 to go in the first half. Hill from the charity stripe, heads in, tough shot, no good, gets his own rebound and the putback. Jamari Hill up to 8 points, and the Cardinals cut it to a one-possession game. 36-33, 2:10 to go in the first half. A whistle. Chauncey Willis Jr. fouled. And a substitution for Ball State. Joey Hart back out there for the Cardinals in place of Ethan Britton Watts. That was the 7th foul by Ball State. So it will be a 1-and-1 opportunity for Chauncey Willis Jr., a 68% free throw shooter. Misses. And an empty opportunity for Western. A chance to tie or cut it to a 1-point game for Ball State. With a minute 55 in the first half. Jamari Hill, top of the key. Few dribble moves. Follows a Dowdy screen. Heads in. Tough layup. Fouled on the way. 2 more crucial free throws for Ball State. That's the first personal for E.J. Ryans, the freshman.
And interesting to see Hill, who has been kind of radio silent so far in this one, have the opportunity.
8 points so far. Positive efficiency, make it 7 with that first free throw.
Has a chance to make this 1 point and to make Worthen get nuts with 1:47 here in the first.
And he misses a 1 of 2 opportunity. Western on the other end, Willis Jr. 2-point lead for the Broncos. Minute 40 to go in the first half. 36-34, heading in from the top of the key. Lost control, gains the ball again and backs out to the far corner. Moving in on Dowdy. Right wing, takes a 3, no good. Rebound and a foul by Western Michigan. They'll call it on the rebound, a push by Michael Sulaka. And it will be a 1-and-1 again, actually 10 fouls, double bonus. It's Jamari Hill back at the charity stripe for the Cardinals. A chance to tie this game. First free throw, good. No problem. He's up to 9 points. Hill has been everywhere. A 2-time JUCO transfer. Played in 2023 for Pearl River. Averaged 15 a game. Then South Plains in 24. Averaged 14 a game. And he makes the second free throw. The second Cardinal up to double-digit points. He and Sparks have hit the mark, and it's 36-all with a minute 16 to go in the first half. Chauncey Willis Jr. for the Broncos. Feed to Sulaka. Over to Marquise Josephs. Lost control of the ball, stolen by Hill and regathered by Willis Jr. Pass in transition, Ryans 3-ball, catch and shoot, good from the far arc. 39-36, Western takes the lead right back. 50 to go in the first half. Other end, Hill has it between the rings. Pass Gorcito, thought about a 3, makes him pump. Takes one at the mid-range, no good. Rebound by Marquise Josephs. Other end for the Broncos. 33 seconds. Great backdoor feed. And Sulaka finishes. Connection between Williams and Sulaka, and it's right back to a 5-point lead for Western Michigan. Just when you thought Ball State had momentum, had the opportunity to take the lead, Western says not so fast like Lee Corso and moves it right back to a 5-point advantage.
And that has been the story of this ball game. Ball State trying to inch closer and closer. Those mistakes caused the opportunity for Western Michigan. They take advantage, and they get the opportunity to score.
And you just have to think, can Ball State come out of the break with something? Because right now, in this first half, it just hasn't been working. They've been able to make their free throws. That was their big problem against NIU. They've solved it now. Well, now the big problem is, can they get something going outside of the free throw line? They've been missing a lot of shots. They've been able to control the boards on the defensive end, But on the offensive end, man, Western, they've been something else. They're using the height of Lobsinger, Strickland, and Burton to do some damage and stop Ball State from second chance opportunities.
If I am Ball State, even if you don't get the lead, if you can get a three-pointer to head into the locker room, that's going to feel a whole lot better.
Shot clock turned off, 41-36, Western with the lead, but Ball State with the ball. Juanzi Gorcito, the Portland transfer, will just dribble the clock out to its final few seconds. Standing at the Cardinal logo, Willis Jr. hovering, waiting, pass to Hill. 8 seconds on the clock, down to the MAC logo in the paint, in the restricted zone, tough shot blocked, rebound, Western, other end, Donovan Williams at the buzzer, three, no good, almost got it off the glass at the near arc, and that will end the first half. Western Michigan, a team who's 5-14 on the year, 2-5 in the Mid-American Conference, 2-8 on the road, has a 5-point lead at Worthen over the Ball State Cardinals. What a start for Western.
Tell you what, they look a lot better than that 5-14 record. They got some shooters for sure. Williams has been playing well. Hannah's been doing well. And the big thing is they're shooting 52% compared to Ball State only shooting 39%. That's going to give you the advantage every single time.
Man, those teams were moving so fast on offense, so much transition play. We're going to take a break, and boy, oh boy, do we need one. Feel free to get yourself a glass of water. I know I'm going to be drinking plenty as well. You're listening to SportsLink Digital Men's Basketball, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie, the halftime show coming up on the other side.
Ranked number 2 in the nation for sports media by the Broadcast Education Association.
This is Ball State SportsLink.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive Car Doc maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paint work on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
The best stories in Ball State sports, plus live broadcasts right in your timeline.
Follow us at BSU SportsLink.
The Hampton Inn of Muncie is the official partner of Ball State Athletics. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. The Hampton Inn is one of Muncie's finest hotels. Come enjoy our free breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and fresh Hampton beds waiting for you. Less than a mile away from Ball State campus. Don't forget to ask about our Ball State special. Search Hampton Inn of Muncie online at munciesuites.hamptonin.com. At munciesuites.hamptonin.com.
From the bell tower to your smartphone, anywhere in the world.
Never miss Ball State sports with SportsLink Digital.
So just how big is the Mammoth Pizza at Mancino's? How about a big 24-inch round pizza loaded with all of your favorite toppings? Made to order just for you when you call 287-1300. The perfect size for the big game, the next game, or any event that demands not only the best, but the biggest pizza you can order. And Mancino's is ready anytime. Call, wait 10 to 15 minutes, then head to Mancino's for pickup. Man, is it good. When a large pizza isn't enough, you need at least one Mammoth from Mancino's.
From Trivia Night at Brothers and Tater Tots at Roots.
Never miss a Ball State game with SportsLink Digital.
Welcome back to Worthen Arena. We have reached the halftime break, and it's Western Michigan, the visitors, on the board and on the lead, 41-36 over the Ball State Cardinals. I'm Brayden Carroll, Max Gillie alongside, and so far it's been an electric back-and-forth game, but Western, they've just had the advantage throughout this entire one. You look at field goal shooting, Western Michigan's in front, 51% to Ball State's 39%. Free throw shooting, that's the one facet Ball State's been in front. 3-point shooting, Western Michigan has a wide advantage. I mean, it feels like really Ball State should have the lead. They're winning free throws, they're winning rebounds. Those are big factors, but it's been the shooting in general that's held Ball State back.
That's been an issue, and one of the issues they've had is Ball State has had 12 points off of turnovers. In a 5-point ball game, it is the easiest stat to bring up, but it's true. That is opportunities that were just given away to Western Michigan. And I mean, that's the problem that they've been dealing with for this entire season, it feels like. So in the second half, got to eliminate those points off of turnovers.
Well, bright side in this matchup, Jeremiah Hernandez hit his 100th field goal of the season. It's big for the Southern Illinois transfer, but the rest of the team, they haven't been able to make their field goals, and that's been the big issue. And you look at the importance of this matchup, Ball State 3-4 in the MAC, Western Michigan 2-5. Realistically, if you fall in the 5-loss range, which Western Michigan's already there, you're outside the bubble of the MAC tournament. This is a game you can't lose if you're Ball State. It's on the road. You play at Buffalo, at Akron next, then Southern Miss in the MAC Sun Belt Challenge, and then you host Eastern Michigan and Northern Illinois. We already have seen Ball State have trouble against Northern Illinois. Eastern, Akron, both teams with winning records. Buffalo, it's hard to win on the road at the MAC. Those are 4 games that are going to be tough for Ball State. So to have this one against a team that's below you on the standings at home, definition of must win.
100%. And I mean, when you're going to look at the end of the season, you have to look at, okay, what are the games that Ball State should have won and did they win? And so far, that's been an issue this year, where Ball State hasn't won those games that they really needed to win. And we know how competitive this conference is. Something has to change now. Cards got to get better from 3. 22% is not good. When you're a 3-point machine, Morosito's only 0 for 3. That's going to be an issue.
Coach Lewis said a lot about the Northern Illinois loss. He said, we weren't able to finish the baskets. We couldn't defend the basketball. We had no business going 13 of 28 from the free throw line. He said earlier in the season he doesn't even know what the strongest suit of his team is. And it feels like that emotion has continued throughout the year. We don't know what this Ball State team is. They haven't been able to go on a stretch in MAC play. They haven't looked consistent game to game. And it just continues here with a big head scratcher, down 5 against a team realistically you should be able to handle at home.
So the big thing is, this is going to need to be a whole lot better of a second half. I tell you what, would not want to be in that locker room with Coach Lewis. That would not be probably fun. He has a lot to say, we know that.
We're going to take a break here on the SportsLink Halftime Show, 8 minutes away from the start of the second half. Don't go anywhere after the break. We will go into some games around the MAC as, 3 other games have hit halftime in the Mid-American Conference. 4 games, actually. Another one just hit halftime. 1 has already hit the second half, so we have a lot to talk about around the conference. Don't go anywhere. This is the SportsLink Halftime Show on digital radio, men's basketball, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
So just how big is the Mammoth Pizza at Mancino's? How about a big 24-inch round pizza loaded with all of your favorite toppings? Made to order just for you when you call 287-1300. The perfect size for the big game, the next game, or any event that demands not only the best, but the biggest pizza you can order. And Mancino's is ready anytime. Call, wait 10 to 15 minutes, then head to Mancino's for pickup. Man, is it good. When a large pizza isn't enough, you need at least 1 Mammoth from Mancino's.
Pepsi Zero Sugar has a new, better flavor. A Zero Sugar Cola has never tasted this good. But we don't expect you to take our word for it, so we're putting it to the test. Starting with me. My mouth is watering already, so I think we can skip the drum roll and get right to the main event. Cue the fireworks. We have an official best Zero Sugar ever. It's delicious, it's refreshing, and it's so good you'll need to try it for yourself. Trust me. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Zero never tasted so good. That's what I like.
Standards. High standards. That's what sets teams apart. It's also what sets us apart at Pridemark Construction. We're not alone in holding our standards high. Ball State University is among those who do. That's why we're proud to sponsor the Ball State Athlete of the Week. High standards in everyday performance is everything in sport, as well as business. Join us in our pursuit of excellence. Join Pride Mark Construction for your next building project and in our support of Ball State University's Athlete of the Week.
Ranked number 2 in the nation for sports media by the Broadcast Education Association.
This is Ball State Sports Link.
Welcome back to Worthing Arena. 5:42 until we start off the second half. Western Michigan has the lead at the break, 41-36 over the Ball State Cardinals. I'm Brayden Carroll, Max Gillie alongside. We said we'd talk about some scores around the MAC. Well, let's get right into it because we have a shocker to start off. How about James Dent Jr., the leading scorer of Northern Illinois? Well, he's got 16 points tonight. And the Huskies are only down 4 against what we thought was an unbeatable in MAC play, Akron Zips. It's 37-33 at halftime. That is unbelievable that NIU and Dent Jr. have put themselves in a position.
I mean, the fact that Akron scored 30 on Miami and then is only playing a really close game against Northern Illinois, it's shocking more than anything.
Unbelievable stuff from the Huskies. They've been doing some work, been real world beaters in the Mid-American Conference. Well, they're trying to continue that tonight. You look at some other matchups in the Mid-American Conference. Central Michigan leads Buffalo 34-30 in a battle of teams that are much like this matchup, trying to stay in Mid-American Conference tournament contention. Toledo, Ohio. This is a fun game between two teams in the top 4, both 5-2. 47-39, the Rockets lead in that one. Spearheaded by a great start between Sonny Wilson with 9 points and Javon Simmons with 8 points. They've been doing some work for the Rockets as they try to pursue a top-level seed heading into the conference tournament. I mean, they're already in that position where they can say, we're in, let's try to get higher. And you can see that they have that energy.
And I mean, as Ball State can attest, it is not easy to win at Ohio, so the fact that this is a close one, I think more than anything, it's cliche, but it proves how difficult this conference really is.
Some more scores. Kent State up against Bowling Green. They lead 43-25 as Kent State looking to get to 500 in conference play. And then interesting score as Miami, the second seed right now in the projected tournament, 6-1 in the conference, only up 9 against Eastern Michigan. 47-38, they have the lead. Wolf Folk doing some work with 13 points. And that's going to be a big one for the Redhawks. You have to beat a team like Eastern Michigan, who's also vying for the top 5 in the MAC. And right now, up 9, they need to find a way to expand that lead.
And I mean, we are two people here who are really able to just attest to how competitive Miami is and how good this squad really is. So, tell you what, that would be a big win for sure for Miami. And I mean, like we mentioned, they had that 30-point loss against Akron. This is a great way to get a positive momentum off of a really difficult situation.
The MAC is buzzing tonight, Max, and we have a great matchup here. 2.5 minutes away from the start of the second half. If you're Ball State, you're down 5. What do you do to come back in this one?
You gotta improve your field goal percentage. Shooting 39% is not going to win you a ball game. And you need to get more shooters as well. Fat Hill has 11, Parks has 13, but outside of that, Jerry Hart is the only other scorer that really has some significant numbers with 5 points. Meanwhile, Western Michigan, they've been consistent. Most of their starters, they're all within that 7, 8, 9 points. They've been consistently playing well. They've been shooting well. So for Ball State, you got to eliminate those turnovers, and they have to improve their field goal percentage.
We'll take one last break here. Thank you for listening to the SportsLink Digital Halftime Show. When we return, the second half between Ball State and Western Michigan. Broncos lead 41-36. Cardinals looking for a surge to get a big win at home. I'm Brayden Carroll, Max Gillie alongside. We'll see you on the other side. You're listening to SportsLink Digital Radio presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
American Pest Pros is the official pest control partner of Ball State Athletics. We protect your home or business and guarantee year-round protection from insects and pests. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. Our pest control program is the safest and most effective in the industry. Even if you tried a different service and it didn't work, we'll fix your problem, guaranteed, or your money back. Visit AmericanPestPros.com. That's AmericanPestPros.com. And don't forget to ask about our Ball State special.
Ball State fans, who needs batteries? Your locally owned Battery Masters have batteries for cars, boats, golf carts, cell phones, watches, key fobs, Papergo toys for kids, and more. Bring your rechargeable batteries back to life for drills, shavers, dustbusters, and more. All Ball State fans receive a free battery checkup. Just mention Charlie Cardinal. Battery Masters is conveniently located on the corner of Walnut and Centennial, next to Mini Trista. Check us out online at batterymasters.com. Go Cards!
SportsLink is the official production partner of Ball State Athletics.
All the chirp you can handle.
Welcome back to Worthen Arena. The second half getting ready to get going. 41-36 Western leads over Ball State. I'm Brayden, Carroll, Max Gillie alongside. Western Michigan has overperformed to quite some extent. If you want an example, this team has 4 blocks, doubling their season average. They are, get this, Max, they are 328th in NCAA in blocks per game. Well, they have 4 right now, which would be way above the national average. Not only that, but they've been rebounding to a high extent. Offensively and defensively, they're making their shots, and they are giving Ball State headaches.
And even though they've had 12 fouls, it hasn't mattered. They still have to lead.
Western Michigan, left to right as we start off the second half. Chauncey Willis Jr. out of the break, top of the key. Stuck on a pivot foot, deep in the perimeter. Feed along the far side baseline, gets it to Burton. Pass, wide open lane for Hanna, and he finishes with intention. 43-36. Hanna will start off the second half scoring. He has double digits, 11 points. Mickey Pearson Jr., top of the key for Ball State. Now Sparks has it just inside the perimeter. Over to Hill. Charity stripe, opposite side of the paint to Sparks. Stolen by Burton. Other end, Western Michigan. Williams. Left wing, pass to Willis Jr., top of the key. Stuck at the left elbow. Out to Hanna, left wing, and he hands off to Willis Jr. Burton, and now Strickland. At the charity stripe. Fadeaway shot, good. A swish for Karki Strickland. He is up to 9 points. In Western Michigan, they're up 9, 45-36 with 18:56 to go in the second half. Other end, Britton Watts, quick 3, good. No problem for Ethan Britton Watts, his first bucket of the game. 45-39, 18:40 to go. Western Michigan still has the advantage. Willis Jr. top of the key. Thought about a shot over Gorcito at the mid-range. Passes out to Williams and over to Burton. Moving in on the far side block, and a foul by Peyton Sparks. Doing a little too much work on Burton. It's a tough matchup. They're both 6'10". The first personal for Peyton Sparks.
And that's really the one thing that has gone wrong for Peyton today. He's been playing really well.
Inbound on the baseline, gets it to Burton. Javon Hanna at the charity stripe. Jumper, left it off the front of the iron, and a rebound for Britton Watts and the Cardinals. Across the timeline, feed, Mickey Pearson left wing. Down low, Sparks has space. Hezzy, and the good basket at the layup. Off the glass, 4 points is the difference between Western and Ball State. Sparks up to 15. Willis Jr. between the rings, guarded closely by Britton Watts. Follows a Burton screen. Pick and roll failed, and that kind of ended that for Western. But the ball ends up out of bounds, and they're saying it's off Ball State. There's no way. There's no way that touched Ball State last, but no review. Coach Lewis not happy at all. I mean, he cannot believe it. He's looking up at the monitor. And yep, that just infuriated him more. Either way, it stays with Western. Javon Hanna, mid-range, far side. Pass inside to Sulaka. Now Williams between the rings, left wing, 3 ball. Front of the iron, rattles out. A few bounces and the rim unkind, but an offensive board by Strickland. Hannah has it now, right wing, moving in. Mac logo in the paint, shot no good, rebound Sparks. Gorcito one-on-one down low, dribble move, tough layup, left it short. Coach Lewis not happy with that one, and Western has it now. Other end, Willis Jr., tough layup, blocked off the glass by Peyton Sparks. Gorcito on the fast break, bounce pass, left it for Pearson, almost stolen by Sulaka. Can't corral it out of bounds, it'll go to Ball State, a baseline inbound coming up. I still am in shock that last call did not go Ball State's way, but you know what? They are able to clean it up, and it's a 4-point game. Stays close, not much damage done by the missed call. Brayden Watts inbound. Bicky Pearson pump fake and a layup off the glass in the restricted zone. He's up to 5 points. Other end, E.J. Ryans deep in the left wing. Tight defense from Brayden Watts. Follows a Sulaka screen, and now Williams has it top of the key. Pass over to Strickland. And now Sulaka to Hannah. Left wing. Step over. Back to Sulaka. Moving in on Peyton Sparks in the paint. Back out to Williams. 7 on the shot clock. Calls for a Sulaka screen. Heads in on the baseline. Low block. Reverse layup. Got it. The rim favors Donovan Williams. A tough bucket. He's up to 11 points. And it's 47-43 Western with 16:20 to go. Hill, left wing. Weaving through defense, a foul on Western. They'll call that on Michael Sulaka, his second personal, the team's second of the half. Correction, they call that one on Javon Hannah, his first, team's first.
One of the reasons why this is a really close game for Ball State, honestly, it's been Ethan Brayden Watts. He doesn't have the numbers to back it up, but got a nice rebound, got a nice 3, got a nice inbound. He's been playing well these last few minutes.
Gorcito to inbound, a whistle, and another foul by Western. That one's going to be on Brandon Moontu. His third personal. Another inbound here for Gorcito. Underneath the basket, near side. Gets it in to Joey Hart. Mickey Pearson Jr. Catch and shoot 3. Gorcito, far wing, no good. Rebound, Williams. Western has it. Across the timeline. Moontu, right wing. Guarded by Joey Hart. Stuck on a pivot foot. Looking for somebody and able to find Sari Lewis, who checked in off of that last inbound. E.J. Ryans. Pass out, Williams, top of the key. Bounce pass, Willis, turn around, mid-range jumper. Left elbow, no good. Hill with the board. Ball State across the timeline. Tight defense, Gorcito. Far corner, moves in on the MAC logo. Peyton Sparks, restricted zone, spin around and one. Flex those muscles, young man. He's going to the line for another and one opportunity. And it's 47-45, a one-possession game with 15:33 to go.
Perfect way to head into a timeout with the opportunity for the and one.
We'll take a break with the media timeout. On the other side, another and one opportunity for the Peyton Sparks. 47-45, Western leads, Ball State chirping. This is SportsLink Digital Radio, Ball State men's basketball, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Whether you're getting ready for the big game or getting ready for the workday, you always want to start with confidence. Cintas has the essential products and services to help businesses provide a clean, safe environment for their employees and customers. With routine restocking of essential cleaning, hygiene, and safety supplies, on-site cleaning, professional uniform laundering, and testing and inspection of fire equipment and systems. Give everyone the confidence they need to start their day. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
The Hampton Inn of Muncie is the official partner of Ball State Athletics. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. The Hampton Inn is one of Muncie's finest hotels. Come enjoy our free breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and fresh Hampton beds waiting for you. Less than a mile away from Ball State campus. Don't forget to ask about our Ball State special. Search Hampton Inn of Muncie online at munciesuites.hamptoninn.com. At munciesuites.hamptoninn.com.
top sports media school in 2024 by the Indiana Association of School Broadcasters.
This is Ball State Sports Link.
Welcome back to Worthen Arena. 47-45, a one-possession game. Ball State, an and one opportunity for Peyton Sparks out of this break, a chance to make it a one-point game. I'm Brayden Carroll, Max Gillie alongside. This has been a fun one. Ball State was down 5 heading into this second half, and they have had a sudden surge. Chance to make this one close. Chance to take the lead if they can come up with a defensive stop after this free throw. This is a Ball State team that, tough start to the first half, but they're persevering.
Tell you what, this Ball State team, they have that 9-2 run, and they have a chance to get this place to get wild. It's been relatively silent so far. Ball State hasn't led since 12:51 left in the first.
Wow.
And they have an opportunity to put it down to 1.
While we have time, media timeout still going, looking at some other scores around the MAC. Toledo, Ohio, Rockets lead 50-49. Miami of Ohio, we said they needed to create a bigger lead. Well, they're up 20 now over Eastern Michigan. No surprise, they're doing their dirty work. Central Michigan leads by 2 over Buffalo. Bowling Green down 17 to Kent State. And Northern Illinois still keeping it somewhat close, down 8 though to Akron, 50-42 with 15 to go in the second half. Back to this one, Peyton Sparks getting ready for his and one opportunity. He's been strong from the line so far, 7 of 8, 87% and a half. But he misses that one. 2-point game. 15:27 to go, clock rolling. Western across the timeline, left wing, Karki Strickland. Karkai Strickland, correction. Ball ends up out of bounds. It'll stay with Western. Tipped by Mickey Pearson Jr. 17 on the shot clock, far side inbound. Karki Strickland gets it in to Donovan Williams. E.J. Ryan's top of the key. Gorosito guarding at the Cardinal logo. Strickland, handoff to Williams, left wing. 4 on the shot clock. Heading in on Joey Hart. Fouled and 1. That was a tough shot. I don't know how he even got it up, but he didn't only get it up, he made it. That's a big and 1. And they can make this a 5-point lead again. It feels like that's been the comfort mark for Western. They have the chance to get right back to it.
And that just shows the effort that Western Michigan has been putting all game long. That's why they're leading this one.
Acrobatic over Juanzi Gorosito. He makes the free throw, up to 14 points, and Western is back up to a 5-point advantage. 50-45, 15 to go. Joey Hart. Pass to Hill, top of the key. Give to Gorosito, left wing. Dish back to Hill. Hesitation, moving in, charity stripe. Finds Hart, back out, Hill into the restricted zone, and a nice layup off the glass. He's up to 13 points, his first bucket of the second half. 50-47. Western leads and they have the ball. Williams, top of the key. Feed to Ryans. Back out, Strickland, 3-ball left wing. Left it short, but a rebound by Williams. Western still has it. And a charge on Western. Sari Lewis tried to do some work, sent Sparks to the ground, but instead he's going to be called for the foul, and Ball State comes up a little lucky there. Not lucky in terms of the call. That was a very clear charge, but lucky in terms of you don't control that. Those are the uncontrollable things, the sloppy mistakes by Western, and Ball State has to capitalize. Jamari Hill, top of the key, between the rings. Moves in and over to the far side along the baseline. Pass stolen away, and they will say off Western as it hit the back of the backboard after touching the mitt of, I believe, Javon Hanna. Checking back in is Max Burton, subbing in for Sari Lewis. Inbound under the basket, far side. Give to Hill. He is rejected. by Max Burton, doing some work immediately off the bench. Strickland moving in for Western. Tough layup over Sparks. He's rejected. Peyton Sparks, offensive board. Burton, hesitation. Shot no good, but he's fouled on the way up. Doing some work again in the restricted zone, this time offensively, and he's going to the line for 2 free throws, a 59% free throw shooter.
You can just see the intensity of this one. These are two teams fighting for a win all game long.
Max Burton averaging 6.6 a game. A redshirt sophomore from Williamston High School led that team to a 27-0 season, a state title. He scored 23 in that state championship, by the way, and he makes his first free throw. 3 points in this one. What do you say, Max? How about another 5-point lead for Western? And there's some early movement by Ball State. Correction, Western was the first to move. Javon Hanna, they'll say, and actually there's going to be an intervention by the officials. Baseline official says Mickey Pearson was the first to step over. Let's see what they decide. Looks like they're bringing the ball back for a free throw. And they will say Mickey Pearson was the first to step over. That's what I thought. I was kind of surprised when they said that Hanna was the first one.
Starting to see that frustration for Ball State on that call. But it was the right call.
Yep, good call by the officials. Give them credit. So now what do you say, Max? A 5-point lead again for Western?
You know what? It's been working all day. I wouldn't be surprised to see it happen again.
It's been the magic number. And they get there. 52-47, a 2-of-2 trip for Max Burton. He has 4 points, and Western leads by 5 with 13:52 to go. Gorosito, right wing. Now with the Cardinal logo. Calls for Hill. He'll give him the pass. Top of the key. Over Joey Hart, right wing. Back to Hill. Front and center at the perimeter. Gorosito thought about catch and shoot 3, and they'll call him on a travel. Pump fakes E.J. Ryans and then lost his pivot foot in the process. So a turnover, costly one at that.
Cannot do that with a 5-point ball game. That's an easy call and an easy turnover.
E.J. Ryans has it for Western Michigan. He has 3 points in this game. Only one shot. Javon Hanna, handoff back to Ryans. On Gorosito at the charity stripe. And he loses his pivot foot. Well, guess who was guarding him? Gorosito. So they basically just exchanged travels on each other.
You didn't say it was going to be a game full of pretty basketball for sure.
Yeah, you travel, I travel.
We all travel.
Gorosito bounce pass Hart, left wing. Down low to Sparks in the restricted zone. Back out, Gorosito, catch and shoot 3, right wing, swish! There's the energy that the Cardinals need. His first basket of the game, and it's 52-50. Other end, down low, Strickland, shot over Mickey Pearson. That was a beautiful spin-around floater. And it's another 2-possession lead. Strickland up to 11 points. The third Bronco correction with double-digit points. 12:25 to go. Hill just outside the Cardinal logo at the top of the key. Sparks screen. Whistle and a foul by Western as Hill went crashing into the lane. Substitutions by both teams as Britton Watts and Ben Hendricks check in for Joey Hart and Peyton Sparks. And E.J. Ryan checks out for Western Michigan, as well as Max Burton. Michael Sulaka in the game, alongside Brandon Muntu.
Watch what Watts does here. He has been one of the reasons why the Cardinals have kept it close here in the second half.
Fresh shot clock, Hill top of the key out of the inbound. Far elbow, Hendricks gets the pass and loses control of the ball. Turnover forced by Muntu. Other end, Willis Jr. to Muntu. Thought about a 3 at the right wing. Heads in on Ben Hendricks. He's rejected. The big man doing some work, and a foul by Western on the other end. Michael Sulaka, the guilty party. That's his second.
Cards are so lucky there because that was a bad mistake by Hendricks.
One away from the bonus as Western has 6 fouls. So it looks like free throw is going to be another crucial intersection between win and loss for Ball State in this one. Gorcito, top of the key. Hendricks falls to the ground in the lane. Don't know what happened there. Pearson thought about catch and shoot 3 and an errant pass to Hendricks into the lane, and that is a mistake and a half. Nowhere near Hendricks. That looked like a prime Mark Sanchez throw. 54-50. We'll take a break here on SportsLink Digital. Western Michigan has the lead. 11:46 to go. Presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. Don't go anywhere.
So just how big is the Mammoth Pizza at Mancino's? How about a big 24-inch round pizza loaded with all of your favorite toppings? Made to order just for you when you call 287-1300. The perfect size for the big game, the next game, or any event that demands not only the best, but the biggest pizza you can order. And Mancino's is ready anytime. Call, wait 10 to 15 minutes, then head to Mancino's for pickup. Man, is it good. When a large pizza isn't enough, you need at least one Mammoth from Mancino's.
Pepsi Zero Sugar has a new, better flavor. A Zero Sugar Cola has never tasted this good. But we don't expect you to take our word for it, so we're putting it to the test. Starting with me. My mouth is watering already, so I think we can skip the drum roll and get right to the main event. Cue the fireworks. We have an official best Zero Sugar ever. It's delicious, it's refreshing, and it's so good you'll need to try it for yourself. Trust me. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Zero never tasted so good. That's what I like.
Standards. High standards. That's what sets teams apart. It's also what sets us apart at Pridemark Construction. We're not alone in holding our standards high. Ball State University is among those who do. That's why we're proud to sponsor the Ball State Athlete of the Week. High standards in everyday performance is everything in sport, as well as business. Join us in our pursuit of excellence. Join Pridemark Construction for your next building project and in our support of Ball State University's Athlete of the Week.
The best stories in Ball State sports, plus live broadcasts, right in your timeline.
Follow us at BSU SportsLink.
Welcome back to Worthen Arena. The score is 54-50. Western Michigan has the advantage over Ball State. I'm Brayden Carroll, Max Gillie alongside, and Max, it just feels like a continuous lull from Ball State. Just not able to pull through, make a big enough run to even take a lead here. It's been a challenge, and Western Michigan, they've been the most up to it.
Well, one of the big things is, frankly, they haven't been shooting. They're only 6 for 9 in this entire second half. You cannot just not shoot the basketball, plain and simple, and you get that momentum. We mentioned that, and then they just simple mistakes. That's what has costed them this entire season. Something's going to need to change during this timeout. Otherwise, it's going to be a fun day in Western Michigan and a frustrating night here in Muncie.
It's been frustrating so far. There have been a lot of head-scratching mistakes by Ball State, capped off by an errant pass between Mickey Pearson and Ben Hendricks that ended in a turnover that will give Western the break or the ball after this media timeout concludes, which it just did, as Western breaks their huddle. Dwayne Stevens, 25 and 57 in his third year at Western. Michael Lewis, 44 and 48 in his third year. 21 and 22 in MAC play, looking to break 500 with a victory tonight. Thanks for joining us here at SportsLink Digital Radio. We enjoy all of our loyal listeners tuning in. Western Michigan left to right out of the break. Willis Jr., top of the key, guarded by Gorcito. Moving in toward the lane, outside the restricted zone. Pass to Strickland, and it just wasn't clean. Couldn't corral it. It was a bit out of his way, and it's a half-court violation as he tried to get it back. Ball State basketball.
Well, Ball State has a shot on their side now. They got to take advantage. Let's see what they can do. Three-pointer would be really nice to cut it down to 1.
Hill in the left wing. Gorcito right wing. Back to Hill. Left elbow. Back out to the perimeter. Calls his play. Mickey Pearson, catch and shoot. Deep three. Good. A big shot. And a big time conversion on offense. 54-53. 11 to go. A 1-point game. Pearson's up to 8 points. Willis Jr. pass to Strickland. Broncos basketball moving in. Spin around Mickey Pearson. Tough layup off the glass and in. Kai Strickland, 13 points, and it's a 3-point game. Western leads, 10:40 to go. Ethan Britton Watts at the Cardinal logo. Follows a Hendricks screen. Has some space. 3 ball. No good. Rebound Hendricks. Put back. Got it. He's up to 4 points, and it's a 1-point game again. Other end. Javon Hanna. Strickland. Left wing. Moontu. Same spot over to Willis Jr. Top of the key. Things slow down a little bit. 16 on the shot clock. Sulaka. Back to Moontu. Left wing. Back to Sulaka. Heads in on Hendricks. Just outside the zone. And a travel. Great defense by Ben Hendricks. And a crucial turnover. Ball State basketball. Some substitutions. Max Burton and Williams. They check in for Moontu and Sulaka. Peyton Sparks in the game for Ben Hendricks.
And he has been playing so well. 17 points, 8 rebounds. Cardinals needed his rebounds.
10 minutes to go. Crunch time. Every possession counts. Hill, far corner, moving in on Willis Jr. At the low block, gets it over him and misses. Rebound Willis Jr. That's a low percentage shot. In the fast break, other end, reverse jam by Javon Hanna. Had the lane all to himself. He's up to 13, and it's a 3-point lead for Western Michigan with 9:30 to go. 58-55.
It's always those quick cuts that the Ball State Cardinals really struggle to stop.
Hill in the far corner, pass to Sparks. Far block, Gorcito thought about a 3, out to Hill. Left wing 3 ball, left it too strong, and Strickland gets the rebound for Western. Top of the key, Gorcito guarding. Over to Willis Jr. Deep in the perimeter, 20 seconds on the shot clock, 9 to go. Burton sets his screen. Not the ideal pick and roll, but it gets to Burton anyways. No opportunities, back out to Willis Jr. Heads in, low block, over to Burton. That was a beautiful feed and a great finish.
There's the magic number, 5 points the difference, still in this one.
60-55, 8:40 to go. Britton Watts pass, Pearson Jr., top of the key, catch and shoot, 3 ball, too strong, rebound. Hanna, Western basketball. Strickland now in the left wing. Western just so quick to set up on offense. Hanna, catch and shoot 3, swish. That silenced Worthen. You can hear a pin drop. He's up to 16 points. Other end, timeout Western. 63-55, 8:14 to go. Just when you thought Ball State was going to creep back into this game, Broncos, I mean, they're just a machine tonight.
It's the best way to put it for sure. I mean, when Ball State is shooting 1 for 5 in their last 5 field goals, scoreless for 2 minutes, they make it easy. And it really feels like on defense, Ball State has just been a step behind every single time. They're just planting their feet. They're not really on the attack. They're just letting them go by. It's so easy.
You know, Coach Lewis talked about a problem against NIU. He said that it seemed like his players didn't respect NIU. And with how Ball State has played tonight, it's hard not to think the same against Western. I mean, they've let the Broncos control the game in ways that Western Michigan hasn't done this season. I mean, you look at the teams Western's beat. Beat Kent State, that's their best win of the season. 142nd, according to Ken Palm, which to me is the golden standard of rankings. Youngstown State, 217th. Northern Illinois, 349th. And then Canisius, 356. They haven't beaten that many good teams. And for them to come here against Ball State and control the game, it's just, how does that happen?
Just lack of defensive pressure. I mean, the last few possessions, I think, have been the perfect example of that. When you're on the attack, like Ball State is supposed to be, they're giving a lot of effort. You see them playing man-to-man and doing full-court pressure. That hasn't been happening. They've been lucky to even get half-court pressure. And, I mean, you just saw earlier those backdoor cuts, which has been the issue Ball State has had to deal with all season long. One of the great examples where Ball State should have had a rebound. Peyton Sparks is just standing there. You cannot be taking your foot off the loud pedal with 8 minutes to go. It was 1 point at just a few minutes ago. Now it's up to 8.
And, you know, we're speaking kind of negatively. I want to say this has been a great performance by Peyton Sparks overall. I mean,
it has.
17 points, 5 of 6 from the field, 7 of 9 from the charity stripe, 8 rebounds, 3 blocks. He's played really good. 4 offensive rebounds. Give him credit, all right? He has been able to step up. But around him, where's the sense of responsibility to go out there and win this game?
I mean, Fat Hill's shooting 5 for 13. You can't be doing that.
Gorcito, 1 of 7. Brayden Watts, 1 of 4. Somewhere other than Sparks, there has to be a responsibility at this point in the game, 8 minutes to go, down 8, to say, I'm going to step up for my team and help us win this game when it matters so much. Hill in the restricted zone. Maybe he'll be the guy and he gets a point there. He's up to 15. He's been another guy who's stepped up. Give him credit. E.J. Ryan's top of the key. Let's see if they can step up on defense now. A whistle and a foul on Ball State. Nothing to worry about right now. That's the 4th personal. 2nd by Hill. And we'll have a media timeout. We'll take a break alongside them. 63-57. Western Michigan leads. 7:52 to go in this one. You're listening to SportsLink Digital Radio, Ball State men's basketball, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. Don't go anywhere.
So just how big is the Mammoth Pizza at Mancino's? How about a big 24-inch round pizza loaded with all of your favorite toppings? Made to order just for you when you call 287-1300. The perfect size for the big game, the next game, or any event that demands not only the best, but the biggest pizza you can order. And Mancino's is ready anytime. Call, wait 10 to 15 minutes, then head to Mancino's for pickup. Man, is it good. When a large pizza isn't enough, you need at least one Mammoth from Mancino's.
Pepsi Zero Sugar has a new, better flavor. A Zero Sugar Cola has never tasted this good. But we don't expect you to take our word for it, so we're putting it to the test. Starting with me. My mouth is watering already, so I think we can skip the drum roll and get right to the main event. Cue the fireworks. We have an official best Zero Sugar ever. It's delicious, it's refreshing, and it's so good you'll need to try it for yourself. Trust me. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Zero never tasted so good. That's what I like.
Standards. High standards. That's what sets teams apart. It's also what sets us apart at Pridemark Construction. We're not alone in holding our standards high. Ball State University is among those who do. That's why we're proud to sponsor the Ball State Athlete of the Week. High standards in everyday performance is everything in sport, as well as business. Join us in our pursuit of excellence. Join Pridemark Construction for your next building project and in our support of Ball State University's Athlete of the Week.
From trivia night at Brothers and tater tots at Roots.
Never miss a Ball State game with SportsLink Digital.
Welcome back to Worthen Arena. It's crunch time. 7:52 to go. Western Michigan leads by 2 possessions, 63-57. I'm Brayden Carroll, Max Gillie alongside. And we talked about it before the break, during the break off air. Somebody has to step up, other than Hill and Sparks. Those guys have played great so far. Where else is it going to come from? Somebody has to step up. This is a game you can't lose if you're Ball State. And it's a reality that you have to face at this point in the season, that at home against Western Michigan, you got to win.
You have to win at home. this crowd has come out to support you. Coach Lewis has tried to do everything he can to get people to show up, and they have shown up, but that's going to stop happening really soon.
And you know what? I want to say something real quick. Credit to Coach Lewis because he's trying to build a culture here, but it's been such a struggle. You can't blame Coach Lewis for the struggles of this season. It's up to the guys in the jerseys to make something happen, and they need to do it tonight against Western Michigan. Broncos have it. Burton just inside the far corner. He passes to Hannah. Over to Strickland, top of the key. Moves in on Mickey Pearson. Double teamed. Shot before the shot clock. No good. Fight for the rebound. Out of bounds, and it stays with Western Michigan. Mickey Pearson went for it, touched it, out of bounds. Broncos stay with it. Strickland's a little shaken up as he ran into his own bench. Appears as though he's okay. Yeah, and he just tripped on a wet area.
When are we going to get the floor sweepers out there?
They're opting for the towels instead.
Right.
It's effective. It's a quick way to clean up.
That's just an example where Ball State has an opportunity off of the shot clock violation to do something, and it ends up going the other way.
Far side inbound. Western gets it into Max Burton. 19 on the shot clock. Hannah stuck on a pivot foot at the left elbow. Feeds to Burton along the baseline. Coach Stevens wasn't happy with how that turned out, as could have been a better opportunity. Burton will take a layup. No good. Rebound Sparks. That's not the possession that you wanted if you're Western. 63-57, 7 to go. Gorcito bounce pass to Sparks, top of the key. Hill moving in. Britton Watts, far corner three, too strong. Offensive board again by Sparks, his 5th of the game. Gorcito, catch and shoot, left wing. Good! He's been waiting to get his shot back, and maybe that's the one to get him on a roll. 63-60, 6:42 to go. Other end, Hannah has it. Gorcito doing some work on him. Backing in. Shot over him, no good. Sparks rebound, and Stevens is behind himself, Coach Stevens, as he just can't believe that Hannah went for that shot. Hill moving in. Oh, what a jam! High level, rim-racking stuff. And they're going to take it off the board? They may take it off the board. What a jam over the head of E.J. Ryans. Will it count, though? It will, but a technical foul. Unreal. Unreal. Too much of a reaction by Ball State. Javon Hannah will take it. Man, Worthen's loud. Unbelievable. He makes the free throw.
It's the loudest Worthen's been.
Jamari Hill doing his stuff, and extracurriculars cost a huge momentum shift. A free point for Western.
Did they just feel he was on the rim too much? Did he say something?
There's the jam. Video board cut it off before we can see what happened. I think he just hung on to the rim too much.
So
yeah. Way too long. He hung on to the rim for way too long. Sari Lewis. His pass stolen by Sparks. And the energy's here at Worthen. You can tell that nobody's happy about how that turned out. But I think it was the right call by the officials. Give them credit. Hill, other end, looking to right the wrongs. Tough layup, rolls around and out. Offensive board by Sparks, his 6th of the game. Britton Watts, Hill, Watts, Pearson. Extra pass, Hill, far corner, whistle, and a foul by Western Michigan. And a 1-and-1, the 7th foul by the Broncos.
Western foul into the bench at 15, Sari Lewis, with his 4th personal.
We talked about how we wanted to see Hill step up. That's what you need to see. But important to notice, he does have 3 fouls. Has to be careful, does Hill.
Sorry to cut you off, by the way, earlier. The energy, man.
Number 10, Max Burton.
Worthen has been waiting for something to happen.
What a jam. Look, it may result in a technical foul, but that's a highlight reel dunk if I've ever seen one. Through traffic. Sparks makes the first free throw of the 1-and-1, and it is 64-63 with 5:40 to go. We may get a track race finish here.
We've seen it the last few years. The overtime thriller last year. 2 years ago, another close finish.
Misses the other end of the 1-and-1. 64-63. Sparks up to 18 points. 5:30 to go. Williams pass to Strickland. Over to Burton, top of the key. Now it is Hannah with it. Williams thought about a three at the top of the key. Spins back out to Hannah, left wing. Moving in toward the baseline. Restricted zone. Layup, no good. Rebound in the hands of Britton Watts. Ball State across the timeline. A chance to take the lead. Their first since early in the first half. It's been all Western Michigan, but Ball State has the momentum. Hill, feed, Gorcito, three, right wing, no good. Rebound, Willis Jr., Western has it. And they have numbers, 4v3, but they won't take advantage, slowing down. Willis Jr., no good. Ball State wanted a charge. Either way, it's a miss and a rebound by Peyton Sparks. He just keeps corralling him. He's up to 13 rebounds.
That's
a double-double.
Fight we needed to see from Sparks.
And a steal. Gorcito lost control. Strickland. And a foul by Britton Watts. It was Strickland and Willis Jr. Willis Jr. had it. Britton Watts fouled him. That's his fourth foul. Team's fifth. It will be an inbound, as it was before the shot. Willis Jr. inbound underneath the basket. No substitutions. Britton Watts, Sparks, Pearson, Gorcito, and Hill on the floor for Ball State. And a whistle, a foul. They're going to call Britton Watts on it. He's out. He's out. He is frustrated. Walks to the opposite baseline. He's still on the floor.
Gotta be careful.
He's just beside himself.
He can be frustrated. You gotta be careful with what you do.
Coach Lewis rallies the troops. We'll see who comes in for Britton Watts. Watts just pacing back and forth in front of the bench. Visibly upset, as any athlete would be. And no surprise who's coming in. It's the hot hand off the bench tonight, Joey Hart.
This is probably one of the best performances we've seen from Joey Hart. He may only have 5 points. He's been getting some more playing time. He's got some rebounds. Second most career points at Ball State so far.
Hannah has it out of the inbound for Western. It's Hannah, Burton, Willis Jr., Williams, and Strickland out there for the Broncos. Speaking of which, Strickland, right wing, heading toward the baseline. Shot over Mickey Pearson, no good. Burton with the tip and the putback off the miss.
Made it look easy.
Hill at the Cardinal logo, 66-63. Western Michigan has the advantage. Pass, Gorcito, top of the key. And a foul on Chauncey Willis Jr. Coach Dwayne Stevens, hands on his head. The surrender Cobra. Team's 8th foul. And here it is, crucial free throws. Gorcito, a 79% free throw shooter. On the season, he's only had to attempt 12 free throws. And he misses. And Sparks gets the offensive board. Pass, Joey Hart, top of the key three, no good. Offensive board almost by Mickey Pearson, and it will stay with Ball State. Last to touch it was Chauncey Willis Jr. and a timeout. 3:53 to go. It feels like this clock, I mean, it's barely ticked down a second.
This has been intense. This has been a good one. We talked about how we thought, hey, they've had a lot of fun matchups over the years. And this has been a fun one. We'll remember this one for a while.
Mad dash to the finish line. Western Michigan leads 66-63. We'll take a quick break. 3:53 to go. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to SportsLink Digital Radio, Ball State men's basketball, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine-free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Oh, I like it.
So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip?
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
American Pest Pros is the official pest control partner of Ball State Athletics. We protect your home or business and guarantee year-round protection from insects and pests. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. Our pest control program is the safest and most effective in the industry. Even if you tried a different service and it didn't work, we'll fix your problem, guaranteed, or your money back. Visit AmericanPestPros.com. That's AmericanPestPros.com. And don't forget to ask about our Ball State special.
Ball State fans, who needs batteries? Your locally owned Battery Masters have batteries for cars, boats, golf carts, cell phones, watches, key fobs, Papergo toys for kids, and more. Bring your rechargeable batteries back to life for drills, shavers, dustbusters, and more. All Ball State fans receive a free battery checkup. Just mention Charlie Cardinal. Battery Masters is conveniently located on the corner of Walnut and Centennial, next to Mini Trista. Check us out online at batterymasters.com. Go Cards!
Welcome back to Worthing. 3:53 to go here in Muncie. 66-63, Western Michigan leads over Ball State. I'm Brayden Carroll, Max Gillie, your analyst tonight. What a game we've had so far, and man, oh man, it's going to come down to the wire, isn't it?
This is what you work on in practice. Those last few minutes, it has to go right if you're Ball State. Can't afford to make simple mistakes.
Inbound, Hill, shot. No good off the glass. Another offensive board by Sparks. Loses control. Rebound off the ground by Mickey Pearson Jr. Behind the back pass to Joey Hart. Misses his shot, and a rebound by Chauncey Willis Jr. 3:34 to go. A crazy carom, but Western ends up with a big stop.
That was 3 opportunities Ball State had for the rebound. They cannot convert.
Willis Jr. between the rings. Guarded by Joey Hart. Gives Strickland. Left corner. Moving along the baseline, down to the block, outside the restricted zone, turnaround, shot good. That's a tough one by Strickland. He has 15 points.
Are you feeling deja vu? It's down to 5 points again.
Gorosito, top of the key, travel. Lost his pivot foot again. That's his second travel of the game. 3 minutes to go. Western has the ball, up 68-63.
Remember what I said, when you work on this in practice, you have to be perfect? That's not perfect over there. Missed rebounds, bad turnover. Cards cannot do that.
Willis Jr., top of the key, guarded by Hart again. Moving in on the MAC logo. Out, Hannah, right corner, hesitation, thought about something, but Sparks, 6'10", you don't want to take a 3 over him. Out to Willis Jr., right wing. Hannah, the screen. Nothing going. Moves in on Sparks. Restricted zone. Layup off the glass. No good. Another rebound by Peyton Sparks. He's up to 16. And that ties his season high and the Ball State's overall high for the season. He had 16 against Anderson, 16 tonight. Hill spinning around the baseline. Shot no good down low. Out of bounds, and it will be Western ball. And that's another call that the Worthing crowd doesn't like.
This is another example where Peyton Sparks does everything right, and the team around him just cannot convert. It's not entirely his fault that they're down by 5.
Willis Jr. deep in the left wing. 2 minutes to go, 68-63. Every possession so crucial. Both teams fighting for a MAC tournament chance to stay alive in the hunt. Williams, top of the key. Willis Jr. He feeds to Burton. Strickland lost control of the ball. He couldn't corral an easy pass. Coach Stevens, arms folded, upset. Willis, a great pass to Strickland, give him credit, but Strickland just couldn't grab it. And a timeout here. Minute 46 to go. That is the third Western Michigan timeout. They have 2 to go, as well as Ball State. Foul count, Western Michigan 8, Ball State 6. Minute 46, the lead, 5 points. 68-63 for Western. If you remember last year, you remember it came down to the wire. It went to overtime here in Worthen, and our own Sam Niger with a call that every Ball State fan has heard, whether they wanted to or not. Anthony Crump for the win. Cross-court outlet pass on the inbound. Buzzer, game. Seems like this one may come down to a similar fashion.
This is going to be a really telling sign for both of these programs. When there's adversity at the end of the game. Imagine this is the MAC tournament. Your season is on the line. What will you do to survive a close ball game? That's what we're going to find out.
And if you're Western Michigan, this is as must-win as it gets. Bowling Green lost tonight over against Kent State. That's a team that was above Western Michigan in the standings. Central Michigan up 3 against Buffalo. If they can't win that one, then Western Michigan is just behind them with that head-to-head loss, but with the same record if Western Michigan wins tonight. Miami of Ohio up on Eastern Michigan. That's another team that if Western Michigan wins tonight, they're only a game behind. Toledo, Ohio. That would be another 3-loss team that's only 2 games behind. I mean, there's so much on the line here. Northern Illinois down 12. If they lose, that's a team that stays behind Western. And Ball State has similar implications. Mickey Pearson Jr. has it for Ball State out of the timeout. Into the restricted zone, off the glass, fouled. He will go to the line for 2 free throws. Coach Stevens so upset at that call, saying hands up the whole time by Donovan Williams. But the call nonetheless in favor of Ball State. That's the 9th foul. 1 more to give until the double bonus. And here we go. Free throws down the stretch. Mickey Pearson Jr., 84% on the season. Can he make 2 big ones here? First one, good. Not a problem. He's up to double-digit points. The 3rd Cardinal to do so. Ben Hendricks checking in for Peyton Sparks. That feels like a business decision with Ben Hendricks being the much higher free throw percentage shooter.
I understand that, but you're losing 16 of your rebounds.
Yeah.
In a critical moment.
Pros and cons to that decision. Free throw, no good. Mickey Pearson Jr. missed it. It stays a 2-possession game, 68-64, minute 23 to go. Double team. Pass. Willis Jr., great one to Williams. Back to Willis Jr., deep in the left wing. Hill hovering, Burton top of the key. Willis Jr., left wing. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Will he take a 3 or head inside? He chooses to go in. Over Hill, no good. Put back. Great shot by Donovan Williams. 6-point lead for Western. 54 seconds to go. Gorosito, Mac logo, jumper, fade away, good. That's a big shot and a timeout by Ball State. Coach Lewis getting the team fired up. It's a 4-point game.
Perfection, the name of the game. Who can do the smarter plays? Who can avoid the easy mistakes? That's what it's going to take to win this one.
Ball State again below their mark on free throw percentage for the season. 14 of 22, 63%. 64 if you round up. Rebound-wise, they lead 37-32. Offensive is where they've really shined, 16-10. They've been able to create second opportunities. There have been 4 ties, 3 lead changes. Western Michigan has had the lead for 32 minutes. Ball State just under 5 minutes.
And Sparks is going to remain on the bench.
Western Michigan underneath the basket in inbound. On their defensive side, they get it in to Willis Jr. despite full court defense. Williams back to Willis Jr. And he crosses the timeline. Back to Williams, right wing. 38 seconds. Willis Jr. High pass, almost a disaster. And a foul by Jamari Hill. Now it'll be a 1-and-1. That's his 4th. Substitutions here as Mason Jones, Ben Hendricks sub out, Peyton Sparks, and Joey Hart sub in. Willis Jr., big free throw, 1-and-1, he makes it. We said free throws were the big one here. That has proven to be correct. 68% shooter on the year. Michigan native, and he rattles in the second. 72-66. You need probably a 3 here. Hill, right wing, pass, Gorcito. Thought about catch and shoot 3. Step back, 3 ball, top of the key, no good. Peyton Sparks offensive board, and jump ball is the call.
Sparks clears the offensive rebound and is fouled.
No, it's going to be a foul instead. Here we go. Peyton Sparks needs to make these free throws to keep Ball State's hopes alive. First one, no good, too strong. Substitutions as Mason Jones and Ben Hendricks subbing in. Hendricks will wait until Sparks' second free throw. Worthen slowly emptying. Second free throw. Makes that one. It's a 5-point game. Full court defense, 72-67. Western leads with 23.5 seconds. Good defense, but the inbound gets to Hannah. He passes to Williams, cross court to Willis Jr. Down low, Strickland, a jam. And he hung on the rim.
No technical,
he hung on the rim. Coach Lewis goes right to the official begging for a call. And that's unbelievable. If they're going to call it on Hill, they have to call it on that.
And in.
Gorcito, left wing. Makes the basket. Down low, 8 seconds to go, 79-74. Wouldn't have made much of a difference as it would still be a one-possession game. But, man, I mean, I don't know how you let that one slide. Strickland kicked the basketball and hung on to the rim for as long as Jamari Hill did.
This is going to be one of those games where you look back at the Ball State schedule and you're going to be like, what happened?
Yep.
And they should have been doing better. They won the rebound battle. But it's that shooting and those missed free throws late and those mistakes at the end of the game. This is a learning experience.
This will be the 4th loss of the last 5 for Ball State. They will drop to 3-5. Western Michigan will go up to 3-5 in MAC play. Free throw missed. Hill, other end, a layup goes in. Doesn't matter much. 0.4 seconds left. Technically, according to the rules, you can feasibly put up a shot in 0.3 seconds. Only feasible way to win is for an instant. You have to intercept the inbound and immediately put up a shot.
This would be a Sports Center #1 if they can somehow score.
Coach Lewis calls a timeout. That's the last one for Ball State. And the Muncie faithful not very faithful that Ball State could pull off the miracle, although it is possible. Could happen. We've seen miracles before off of inbounds in this legendary rivalry between Ball State and Western Michigan. This game has been marked by frustration, disappointment, and a sense of no control at the wheel. There have been dominant performances by many Cardinals in this one. Peyton Sparks, single game for this season record, 17 rebounds, 19 points. Jamari Hill, 19 points, 4 assists. And it's not enough.
Shooting 8 for 20 for Hill, though. You can play the what-if game. But what if just 2 or 3 of those baskets went in? It would be a different story.
Really, the difference in this one, I think, is that Western Michigan had a third guy step up. That was the big deal. You have Strickland with 19 points, Hannah with 17, and Donovan Williams with 16 points, almost double his season average. That was the key, was they got that third guy to step up. Here's the inbound that will decide the game. Ball ends up, it's going to go out of bounds. It's going to go out of bounds, and Ball State will have the basketball. An overthrow completely. Strickland went to the ground. It looked like he was going to be the open man, but he tripped. And Ball State's going to get a chance. I mean, like I said, you can make a shot according to the rules within 0.3 seconds.
Gonna have to be a prayer shot.
Here we go. Inbound underneath the basket. It will be Mickey Pearson Jr. Hill, Hart, Sparks, and Gorcito, the men he can pass to. Needs to be a 3. Gets it in. And it's off Strickland's arm. And that will do it. Western Michigan wins 74-71. They improved to 6-14 on the year, 3-5 in the Mid-American Conference. Ball State falls to 9-11 and 3-5 in the MAC. Tough way to lose.
That's just unacceptable from Ball State. Those mistakes early on, those mistakes late in the second half, are the reason why the trip to Kalamazoo is going to be a whole lot better. Frustration is the biggest description of this game.
You look at the upcoming schedule for Ball State. Next, they will go on the road for a trip against Buffalo and then Akron. That will be the first day and the 4th of next month. Then they host Southern Mississippi, a 9-12 squad out of the Sun Belt. Then they have 2 more home games against Eastern Michigan and Northern Illinois. You look at Western Michigan's upcoming schedule. They'll host Eastern Michigan on the 1st. Then they'll go on the road to Athens to play Ohio. Then on the 8th, they will host Georgia Southern, another Sun Belt team. They're at 11-10 on the season. And then they'll go on the road to play Akron on the 11th, hosting Miami then on the 15th. So, Max, any final thoughts before we sign off?
This is a game that Coach Lewis is going to point back to. There's a lot to learn. Some things went well. Peyton Sparks, have yourself a day. It's just the rest of Ball State was not able to be nearly as consistent as Peyton Sparks.
And that will do it for our coverage of tonight's men's basketball showdown between Ball State and Western Michigan. The Broncos will walk out of Worthen Arena with a 74-71 victory over the Ball State Cardinals. Peyton Sparks puts up a season-high 17 rebounds, but it's not enough for a fighting Ball State Cardinal squad. I'm Brayden Carroll. Max Gillie was your analyst tonight. Thank you so much for joining us and tuning in to this presentation of Ball State men's basketball. I'm Brayden Carroll. This has been SportsLink Digital, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. Have a good rest of your night.